Minister of Works David Umahi warns contractors over project delays. On the foreign scene, Congolese doctors to embark on strike amid Ebola outbreak. Details shortly. A Port Harcourt-based researcher, leadership expert and chief executive director of the Institute for Research, Leadership and Capacity Development, Professor George Ahunaya, has attributed Nigeria's inability to attain the status of an advanced economy to the failure of successive administrations to complete the Ajaokuta steel mill and harness the country's vast economic opportunities. Professor Ahunaya, in an interview to the FM Olawale Sanusi, said the Ajaokuta steel project, which he described as the bedrock of industrialization in developed countries, ought to have transformed Nigeria's manufacturing and economic landscape if it had been completed during the economic boom of the early 1980s. According to him, the country's leadership from the post-independence era through successive military and civilian government had failed to demonstrate the vision and proactiveness required to maximize available resources for national development.
The inability of Nigeria to attain the status of advanced economies up until now is largely predicated on leadership deficit. Our leaders from post-independence, both military and the political class, has not been proactive in terms of maximizing and utilizing the opportunities we have had to develop Nigeria and catapult it to an advanced economy.
He lamented that while countries that gained
Some period of all time is battling with leadership, the education sector, the power sector. I mean, left them up until now. We are still grappling to take off, whereas these countries have moved on. Instead, our leaders are busy politicking for power, siphoning, misappropriating our funds.
Members of Ekeanyanwu family, in conjunction with stakeholders in Rumagolu community in Obiakpo local government area of River State, have accused the chairman of Obiakpo local government council, Gift Wolu, of acting against several court judgments in their favor concerning a landed property known as Ohia Agbada Ezilaru, located along Obirikwere Airport Road. The members of Ekeanyanwu family and other Rumagolu stakeholders also accused the council chairman of conspiring with some judgment debtor, especially after Rumosi community, to allegedly grab their landed properties numbering about 6,000 plots. The position of the family in a media briefing in Port Harcourt recounted several judgments in their favor with evidence of enforcement order from the court regarding the said landed property along Obirikwere Airport Road. Ogumerum Eke expressed concern that the local government, who should know the law better, will attempt to help provide people who court could not help, including setting up of anti-land grabbing committee headed by Alex Wele, reporting to Nigerian police and National Assembly, as well as alleged hiring of thugs to demolish properties legitimately owned by individuals as declared by several court judgments.
It is instructive to note that the site of the various court judgments in our favor and against the second set of parties, both first and second set, have been forum shopping from court to plea. The chairman of Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State is now unlawfully and forcefully attempting to do it for them.
Chief Colonel Gumerum Eke, while questioning between judgment creditors and debtors who should be addressed as land grabbers, warns that Ekeanyanwu family will continue to deploy legal means to ensure that their inheritance is not taken away from them.
We are not land grabbers as maliciously speculated by Dr. Gift Wolu in overzealous quest to malign our reputation and the personality. We have numerous judgments against the Rumosi people and by extension the Rumosi Victory Estate, who erroneously purchased from them. A judgment creditor cannot be a land grabber over the piece of land he has won in court. We have multiple judgments in our favor against them. Conversely, they do not have one judgment against us over the piece of land. The right question begging for answer is, as between us, judgment creditor, and Rumosi people, judgment debtor, who should be described as land grabbers?
Reacting to the allegation on behalf of the Obiakpor Council Authority, the chairman of Anti-Land Grabbers Committee, Alex Wille, said Colonel Gumerum Eke cannot be gifted with their value, stating that people like him should not be in public but should be rotting in jail for heinous crime against humanity. Wele insisted that nobody can stop the local government chairman from performing and discharging his constitutional responsibility as the chief executive officer and chief security officer of the local government, especially protection of life and property, which is the cardinal function of the government at the federal, state, and local government levels. The clan head of Usomini Kingdom in Ogba and Gbamandan local government area, Eze Allen also has emphasized the importance of education and skills acquisition for both boys and girls, stressing the need for equal opportunities to enable young people become productive members of society. Eze also made the call when the Royal Beauty Queen's Palace, Arashi Initiative, Arabic UPOI, a non-government organization led by its director, Obi Samuel, popularly known as Sam Glory, paid him a courtesy visit at his palace. According to the traditional ruler, empowering young people through formal education and vocational training would help them become self-reliant and reduce their vulnerability to social vices and other negative influences.
The purpose is to get people trained into usefulness, and anybody that have agreed to belong to there must have to learn, must think of how he or she can be useful. That's why it has individual thinking and makeup. The generality of the people, something very important for everybody to do. If girls are only useful, the boys are not useful, they will not agree to marry them. Because if one side is working fine, one side not working, they will never be useful. That's why I'm emphasizing that. Let there be a...
This is the Chief Director of Capstone Clinic, Amok, Dr. Uba George Ada, highlighted the role of education and skills acquisition in addressing the growing trend of hookup culture and other social vices among young girls. Ada urged young girls to take the education and vocational training seriously, noting that knowledge and practical skills remain vital tools for personal development, economic empowerment, and independence. Today, FM's Priya Zogu reports that Arab area of River State, following the recent alleged assassination attempt on the traditional ruler of the community, His Royal Highness Oyema Dike Nene.
Capacity taking a step to ensure that peace and order are maintained within the community. Or desperation.
Today, FM reports that the development comes days after the traditional ruler alleged that there was an attempt on his life and that of members of his family. The monarch had accused the member of assumption of duty by Commandant Dennis Lesser Ruben. The leadership transition was marked by a handing over ceremony at the NSCDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, where the outgoing state commandant, Joachim Okafor, formally transferred authority to his successor. In his farewell remarks, Okafor thanked the Commandant General of the NSCDC, Professor Ahmed Abubakar Audi, for the opportunity to serve and commended the River State government for supporting the command with 10 Hilux patrol vehicles. Speaking after taking over, Lesser Ruben pledged to consolidate on the achievement of his predecessor by strengthening collaboration with security agencies and enhancing the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure. He also warned criminals and economic saboteurs to stay away from River State, stressing that acts of vandalism and other security threats would be decisively addressed under his leadership. The new commandant further assured officers and men of the command that his administration would prioritize intelligence gathering, personnel training, and welfare to improve operational effectiveness across the state. You're listening to the World News on Today95.1fm. Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Please stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying with us now. The rest of our stories. The Senate has passed for second reading 2 bills seeking to expand the number of judges in the nation's superior courts as part of efforts to decongest the judiciary and accelerate the dispensation of justice across the country. The proposed legislation seeks to increase the number of judges of the Federal High Court from 70 to 90, while also raising the number of justices of the Court of Appeal from 70 to 110. Leading the debate during plenary on Wednesday, the Senate leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, who sponsored the bill, said the measures were aimed at strengthening the nation's justice system by enhancing its capacity to handle the growing volume of cases. According to him, no democracy can thrive where citizens and institutions are unable to obtain prompt judicial determination of disputes, adding that the justice sector must be adequately equipped with the human and material resources necessary to perform its constitutional responsibilities effectively. On the proposed amendment to the Court of Appeal Act 2004, the Senate leader explained that the Court of Appeal occupies a strategic position within the Nigerian judiciary as the intermediary appellate court between trial courts and the Supreme Court as established under Section 237 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. He equally argued that increasing the number of federal high court judges was both reasonable and necessary to significantly reduce the backlog of pending cases, improve access to justice through timely hearings and judgments, enhance the prosecution of corruption and financial crimes, boost investor confidence through faster resolution of commercial disputes. Also, strengthen the adjudication in specialized sectors such as banking, telecommunications, maritime affairs, aviation, and intellectual property. The bills received overwhelming support during the debate, with no senator opposing their passage for second reading. Following their consideration, the Senate referred the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has warned contractors handling federal government road projects against delays, asking them to fulfill contractual obligations. Umahi spoke during an inspection tour of ongoing road and bridge projects in Kogi and Edo states. According to a statement by the ministry's Director of Information and Public Relations, Mohammed Ahmed, the minister expressed dissatisfaction with the pace of work on some sections of the Abuja-Lokoja dual carriageway and the dualization of the Obajana Junction-Benin Road. He disclosed that due to funding constraints, the scope of one of the sections of the Abuja-Lokoja Road had to be reduced from 49.28 kilometers to 28 kilometers to concentrate available resources on the most critical positions. The former Ebonyi governor reiterated the ministry's directive that no section of the federal highway should remain closed for more than 14 days during construction. He subsequently issued an ultimatum to the affected contractor to complete the required section within the stipulated period or risk termination of the contract. According to the minister, a substantial percentage of Nigeria's federal road network had deteriorated before the advent of the present administration. Stressing that President Bola Tinubu inherited enormous infrastructure challenges. MIA, however, said the administration has continued to make significant strides to restore and modernize the nation's road sector. He directed the Federal Controllers of Works, FCW, engineers representatives, and project supervisors to strengthen monitoring mechanisms and enforce greater accountability, insisting that all procurement processes and expenditures must be properly justified for better pay and working conditions. More of the major stories. Port Harcourt-based researcher Professor George Ahunaya has attributed Nigeria's inability to attain the status of an advanced economy to the failure of successive administration to complete Ajaokuta steel mill. Bills to increase number of federal high court of appeal judges have scaled second reading at the floor of Senate. We told you that Minister of Works David Umahi has warned contractors handling federal government road projects over delays. On the foreign scene, you also heard that Congolese doctors will be embarking on strike amid Ebola outbreak. Thus, the news as edited by Uchendu Ijowa. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. On Facebook at Today95.1fm. On Instagram at TodayFM951, on X at TodayFM951. You can also join our YouTube live at Today95.1fm.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Or visit our station to book your slot now at Today or visit our station to book your slot now at Today FM Drive off East West Road, Obiapo.
Today FM 95.1.
Your voice, your market, your success.
Wetin you dey find for Sokoto? Wetin you dey find for Sokoto? E don dey your domoto. Unique Company Limited na the ogbonge company.
Yes, Liz.
Good evening.
Yeah. What's on your
I'm
mind?
calling from Aji Berry of Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Actually, what is in my mind is the situation in River State. I'm going to be frankly, speaking because River State is too quiet, very quiet, as if we have no governor. From week to week, month to month, we will not hear from the governor, the leader of the state, the man representing the state. Eh? It looks somehow now. It looks
Okay.
somehow, and that is why. Hello.
Yeah, go on.
And that is why all this aburo in terms of transportation, landlord and agent, everybody have gotten up, taking illegal actions, understand, doing the way they like, as if nobody is leading the state again. It get as it be.
All right.
Get as it be.
Okay.
Very painful.
All right. 0810951091. What's on your mind this evening? We're still doing what's on your mind, and still taking messages, right? Yeah.
Please listen to this infomercial.
In a very wonderful time and season that we are in, and a lot of persons are complaining because of economic issues and struggles, it's important for you to understand that, you see, the difference between you and the success you're looking at for can just be a piece of information that separates you from that reality, as well as possibly the right person, People say it ends Saturday. Now, it would be nice to have you come for that program. I will do it for you. And maybe you have been a victim of all these things, but do you know these are things you can actually learn for you? This is a golden opportunity for you. All you need to do to be in that program is, if I don't know anything about Forex, can I come? Of course you can come. So the whole journey starts one day. Be there on the 18th Thursday, on the 19th Friday, and on the 20th Saturday at the Trade to Retire of Office, King David Plaza, Stadium Link Road. How do I go there? 928. Session. So my best for you is that just text your name and they will reach out to you to tell you how to get about it. The program starts exactly by 9 a.m. People start entering by 8 o'clock in the morning. So people registration begins 8 o'clock in the morning. So by 9 training begins. So make sure you are Forex traders. You belong into that community, you love Forex. Just text Y.
Say no to the ordinary.
We have your opinions on certain matters. And now we're talking about this Ebola matter. This Ebola issue is becoming a frequent talk, or it's becoming something that we hear again and again and again. I was thinking, oh, okay, we've heard about it, or the DRC, South Sudan, and the likes, right? Uganda and the rest. But it's almost like, oh, it's not just far away, or not just those African countries. Nigeria has to be, or Nigeria at this point is starting to be a part of it. Now, I do not mean that there's Ebola in Nigeria. Yeah, don't get me wrong, or misquote what I said, but at this point, it seems like we would keep hearing more about Ebola. Not because it's here, but because it's around, surrounding countries or neighboring countries. So we cannot just be mute about it. We cannot just act like it's not a thing that we hear, that we've heard about, and just ignore it and go about our way or go about our day. That would not really be a wise thing. If you're not alert and ready, you may just get burned. Your home appliances, your gadgets, your devices nationwide. That's what.
They should focus on the insecurity that is on our neck now.
Okay.
Or is this Ebola stuff is there another strategy to thief our money or to borrow money again from another country? Because this is always the propaganda that they have already been using.
Okay, thank you. All right, what's your opinion about it, though? I really want to get as much opinions as I can, right? 08109510951. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Look at the country is disbelieving. Look at the rest of people dying in northern states in respect of insecurity. Then look at the rate of unemployment. Ebola only affects somebody who is alive. What about, can Ebola affect a dead somebody? You should create employment for the youth. Look at the rate of insecurity in northern states. You are telling us about Ebola. Where is this Ebola? Is it existing?
All right.
That's the logic of suffering our money. I remember my man. It's kind of unfortunate.
All right. So, if you're of the opinion that this Ebola outbreak is not what they should be focused on, or proactive measures, or how about they put the proactive measures onto something else? Well, if that's your opinion, I mean, if that's what you think, you still have the floor to call it. If you also think that, let's be better prepared, let's be aware, let's be guarded. Before we hear that it crept in and we did not know how to contain it, and then we're hearing cases of bodies or numbers of bodies every day. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening.
Go on. Good evening.
My name is Nyani. I'm calling from Rumundru. Yes.
All right.
Ebola, putting proactive measure before Ebola coming is not bad. But I want to tell you that government is leaving a lot of things they are supposed to do. Can you imagine in a place like Rumundru, in a car road, today the river has taken over that route, people are no more passing there, the two communities have been cut off. Since last year, government cannot even send people to come and look at that place and do something. I remember when Odibo, something else, nobody passes. Until one day when one tanker fall there and catch fire. That was when the government come in and start doing something. There was in the early part of this year, there was a serious accident at Rombiakan. That place had been a pothole for many months. People were complaining, not until one day one trailer fell break and kill a pregnant woman and kill some people. That was when government came in and patched that road. If you go there today, you can't see that pothole in chain. Which type of government are we having in this country that when things are bad, they will keep adamant until when there is an incident, you see them coming to work it.
All right.
Those things are not something that they're supposed to take proactive measure before an incident happened. They are talking of Ebola. They are talking of when COVID came in, all the whole thing, nobody knows.
All right,
Where
thank
is the
you.
money
Thank
in this
you.
state?
Thank you. All right,
Where is
thank
the
you.
money
Thank
in
you.
this state? We
Thank
can't
you.
see this in other states anymore.
Let's take more calls. And please, let's try to stick to the conversation, okay? As much as you want to make comparisons with this and every other thing, still make sure that you're in line with what we're talking about, all right? Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
I heard that thing for him from Umevin.
All right, go on.
We are committing Ebola. Ebola, is it only the ultimate or only the best thing or only how to take in charge of our masses and the Nigerian citizens? Now, I see the one way past Ebola don't come. We have a LNG at Bonnie. We have a gas product at Prete and the LNG. LNG, they put pipe all over. They are cooking with it. It means that poor people like us cannot see gas to carry cook.
So you're talking about gas on the Ebola matter?
Yes, 1 kg.
Why are you bringing up gas? We're having a conversation about Ebola. You're talking about that is eyewitness report. If you have to talk about something like that,
they are dying finish.
So this contribution matter now, how does it relate to the matter on ground? Yes, you have opinions, but stick to the conversation. You want to give a report about gas and the price of gas per kg or something, how the price they feel gas in your area now. That is eyewitness report. So you would wait for the time for that to bring that up or to call that on. We're talking about preparedness of the government and how that the NAN says they want to be a part of. They're making a call to be a part of the emergency response committee. I are bringing up gas. Now you wait for the time or the hour stipulated for that talk or that thing you want to talk about. It's eyewitness reports that you want to talk about. You don't bring it as a contribution on area talk. You wait for eyewitness report and you bring it up. At that point, it is valid. But right now, it's not connected to the conversation right now. All right, it's still the conversation about the NAN saying that they want to be a part or making a call to the federal government to include them in the emergency response committee, right? And how that they're of the opinion that if they're included, they will collaborate. They are prepared to work with health authorities, educational institutions, and other stakeholders to coordinate awareness campaigns. That the aim is to educate students on preventive measures, early detection protocols, and responsible health practices. Some of you think that it is not a valid concern right now. Or some people think that, okay, and that's not happened to me yet. It doesn't happen to you yet. Okay, until it happens to you, or until there's a case and you are that case, is that when you think that your health is important or the health of the population is important? Is it until then that we'll know that, okay, we should have been prepared earlier than now that it's already here? And if it doesn't ever get here, okay, good and fine. But we know that, okay, well, we were ready just in case it happened. It happens or not. 08109510951. What's your opinion on the matter? Please don't deviate. Don't twist the conversation to suit what you think or you are feeling right now. Okay? Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Yes. A big elephant has fallen. Everybody wants to share the meat. They've been talking about Ebola for, I think, about 2 months now, when it started in Congo. Is that not?
Yeah.
Did any man come out to say anything about it?
No.
As soon they pronounce 10 billion naira, maybe only Bajamia, everyone is not in it.
So in essence, what you mean is the financial gain. That's why they want to be a part of the committee.
You see, I've never seen unserious people like us.
Why?
I'm telling you, my sister.
Okay.
How on earth you are talking of a disease that is epidemic? We people supposed to be running away. You are coming and you want to be part of it. Are you immune?
They are not saying they want to be a part of Ebola. They are not saying they want to enter Ebola now. They want to be a part of the emergency response committee, like the committee that would prepare ahead of this epidemic in case it comes in.
Every house, one or two people have gotten enough orientation about Ebola. Is it today Ebola is verified?
Well, every house are not okay. So you don't think that call to be a part of the committee is valid?
Even that money, President say budget. That money is for something. We have a Ministry of Health, and we have a disease control department.
Yes.
We have a NCDC, what they call it.
Of course, yes.
National Disease Control.
Yeah.
Don't they have a budget?
Okay, so in summary, what you mean is that call to be a part of the committee is not valid from NANS, right?
Even the committee itself.
The emergency response committee itself is not supposed to be set up.
No, for where?
Okay.
Not supposed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your opinion. All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
That one young got from Alphabet.
Okay, go on.
Many people forming the committee.
Yeah.
That will not give any help for that case. Surveillance. Okay. There are people meant for surveillance. They should give you money to fear, to know what to do. A special committee, are they specially trained for Ebola epidemic? What knowledge do they have about Ebola that they are forming the committee?
Do you mean the emergency response committee or the student association that wants to be a part of it?
Students should not come. If they want to give them orientation, students are supposed to be given orientation how to live and how to communicate. So it should not be travel up and down and other things. They should come to their schools or call a venue. Not them to come committee. What is students coming to do? Are they coming to tell them, please come and inject at my school or that? If government wants to inject everybody as an anti-Ebola, it's everybody. It's not only students that are important.
Yeah, I get it. I get your point. Now, let me try to... they want to be a part of the committee not because only students are important, but you'd agree with me that, I mean, their aim or their intention is the youth have a significant portion of our population. We have the age, the children, youth, but the youth are like so much. I would not say more, but like we have a significant portion. They're ready to work with health professionals and other stakeholders when it concerns the preparedness for the Ebola response. Right. Hello, good evening.
You don't stop me.
No, I had to. You talked for a while, so I can't just allow you go on and on. But you already made your point clear. All right, I can't just leave you to keep talking till you're satisfied. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. 0810-9510951. What's your opinion about this? Where NANS makes the call to the federal government that they should be considered to become part of the committee. And someone says that a budget or a certain amount is allocated, that has been allocated or prepared for this, as a preparedness measure. And someone's of the opinion that, well, maybe they're just looking for their own share in that budget when it comes to that. Maybe that's why they want to be a part of it. But whatever your opinion is, I'd like to hear it as it concerns this conversation. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Hello, good evening to you.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening. Welcome.
My name remains Stephen Nido.
All right. We inform the larger community of students about the Ebola issue.
Then for now, are they doing it? For now,
they are making the proposal to be considered now. They are not part of it yet,
People want to get their own share of it.
Mm.
Any any organization that heard about money, they want to trick themselves into a government quota so that they will be recognized by government. That money to
again, they're interested in.
Yes, yes. At least as a budget that they are. For now, they're supposed to even to start a campaign about the Ebola.
All right. Okay. All right.
So, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my sister.
All right. We're wrapping up soon. Yeah. 0810951091. Just take like 2 more calls and it's a wrap. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
My name is Honorable Glaudius, calling from outside of Gugma TV.
Okay, go on.
Yes, now they call it someone. At least there should be sense of belonging. Let them involve themselves.
Okay.
They should create awareness. Yes, there should be awareness to those in Nigerian universities. And sometimes the students, they even come out from, for once they should be involved. God bless them, Honorable Glaudius.
All right. Thank you for your opinion. 0810951091. You agree normally or they hold a very significant portion of our population government for preparedness or proactive measure for sensitization, spreading words and knowledge about it, and just making the larger or the youth population informed and on and on. So those people get all of the information they need to be equipped with and then pass it on to their homes, families, and, people around their immediate cycle who needs to get all this information. Or you don't think that, but it's really going to bring results? Would it yield any positive results? But let's also know that information is important. If you do not know, you're at risk. Yes, ignorance is not bliss. That thing that you don't know about by surprise, chances of recovering from it is very slim because you were not prepared when something happened. It just boom happened to you, and at that point you are not composed. You're trying to what do I do? How do I get out of this? What do I do? You can't even make good decisions at a point where you are hasty or something happens takes you unawares. So if you are prepared, wait, not like you're waiting for it to happen, but you're just prepared in case. So here I am, whether it happens here, I'm prepared edge. Right? Wrapping up here, it's 9:58. 7:58 rather. In my head, I've moved like 2 hours. All right, this will wrap up area talk. Eyewitness reports for the person called in to give eyewitness report during area talk. Let me tell you now, eyewitness reports will be on by 8. So you have the floor then to call in to share your report. So you can do that at that time. All right, thank you all so much for your contributions, your calls, your opinions on the matter. Thank you. Still here in the studio. Please stay locked in on this dial to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such
a unique dial.
Hit the road, fill your drive. Ignite the vibe, stay locked. Today 95.1 FM, radio on the go.
Now make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race with deadlines, the intrigues, power play.
Poverty here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Yeah!
The platform Only on Today 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt.
Weekdays, 4 p.m.
Get on the platform on radio and be served.
The station with the...
As the voice of the people, we make sure that no one misses out. On Today 95.1 FM, there's something for everyone.
Our tech show, because tech is new money. Our kids show, because we love the little ones.
Our Gospelration, because it's the moment of truth. Our High Life show, because high life is vintage.
Our sports show with the adrenaline. Our midnight show, because we care about your love life.
Our Nostalgia Drive, because old is gold. Our show for young people, because Gen Z code is on.
Our Pidgin Bit, because na Naija we dey. Our Book Review, because books are a mirror. Our Big Stories, because big things only.
Our health shows with seasoned health experts, because we care that you're healthy. Our eyewitness report, because we want to hear from you. Our reggae shows, because Rastafari. One love. Oh, baby.
Tune in to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
So it's not only them that we experience this in this year. My people here from Today also experienced such a thing.
Okay.
And this was because of the result of the road. When they constructed the major road, there was no drainage that will channel all the whole water to the river. The drainage started from the bridge, from the junction down to the bridge. So the rest of the communities, they are left just like that. And that is the reason why every part of the community is being flooded.
All right.
Including my own machine, my Chekochu machine pipeline road, the New Haven Estate, and every part of the community here. I've been calling on the River State government to intervene. I've been calling on the LDD, I've been calling on the local government chairman since they have been giving him awards over electrification project. I know that there are so many billions of naira that are coming to local government. Is it that local government cannot construct roads? Is it that local government cannot construct drainages across communities that are suffering? Is it that local government cannot do something in the education sector, in the health sector?
All right.
Is it on only one area that local government will be celebrated? What happened to the billions and millions of naira that are coming to the local government that people are supposed to benefit? So I'm also finally calling on the local government to let it intervene now. Local government can construct internal roads now. The internal roads in the construction now.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
In that direction.
Okay. Thank you. These are valid reports here. All right. Keep your calls coming in 08109510951. What's your eyewitness report this very evening? Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
This is Chief Solomon.
All right.
Calling from Obogoro community.
Okay.
You see this rain now, don't flood everywhere. Sometimes there are the day for yesterday. I sent you a video of that road. Do you want to see it?
Maybe I wasn't on eyewitness report that day. Yeah.
All right. Either it was Queen.
Yeah, I think it's Queen.
I will send it again for you now. You see, everywhere around full. The water now is capable to carry flying boat, engine boat. Not even this one. I know be pardon. This one can carry all our requests. By October now, they will say we should come and vote. If this road if this road is not done until October campaign, it will affect the campaign.
So today that it rains now, the road is terrible, even worse than it was.
Very more than terrible. And now we are just entering the rain.
Is it still raining there?
It's drizzling now.
Oh, it has stopped a bit.
You see, so we are just entering the rainy season. It will be more than this. If they should
come
and do something. As if Obogoro is not among the Obiakpo. Our town hall, Obogoro not get town hall again. Ring Road has carried it away. In the health center, they are bidding for us. No way. Everything is pending. Is it good like that?
No, it's not good.
They should come and fulfill that gutter for us. That big gutter. They say they block. Even if they block it, they should come and find out the reason why they block it. They should come and use their eye and see it. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
So they should come and see it, not by giving news without evidence. They should come and witness it and see the reason why the thing was blocked.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Get a solution to work to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for that report and update. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, Rona.
Good evening, Robin Maja. Welcome.
Yes, my first eyewitness report.
Okay. In where?
In Yuka government area.
Okay.
It was terribly bad. Let the local government chairman, Charles Mobodu, visit the police station and assess that road. Because what we hear that was published, the money that this local council chairman are assessing into BDB billions, what will it take? So that the police in the Kure local government area in Shukode can accessibly function whenever they are called. Then the road that leads to Abua Odua, Mahoda Junction, Governor, Your Excellency, Sim Fubara, you promise is a word, it's a bond.
All right.
You don't make a promise and refuse to fulfill. You promise that road will be in the budget this year. And you told us repeatedly that EMUK is your boss, Nayoga, Maoga. Please now, the FC is married from a pair, daughter of a pair. Me speaking, he's my son-in-law. It's an in-law to a pair, and a lot of communities there.
All right.
It's situated within that area. Abua is a local government area. The only one where the final refinery is situated in my community as a host, Obele and Obneze. Over 50 trucks haul through that road every day. What is going on now? Help us now, Your Excellency.
Okay.
Rona, God bless you. My land still remains grabbed 3 years running. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing those reports on here, Maja. I appreciate it. Let me take this message and we'll get back to calls. Bring your eyewitness report or just keep sending them in. I did say that someone should give me a report about the rain. Is it still raining heavily where you are? I'm in the studio. I don't know if it's raining so much out there. Has it stopped a bit? Or it's still like pouring heavily? This message here says, good evening, my presenter. My name is Seko Flexi from MOA Omodioga community. My eyewitness report tonight is this. It has been a week plus now. We have not seen NEPA light. We take our phones to charging center. Our fridge is hot. We buy fuel to pump water. It is high time the good people of MOA protest against the PhD, the way they are maltreating us. We are not owing them. Our former local government chairman, you mean, right? You just said LGA. David Omerji has paid ahead. PhD is the one owing us. Thank you. For a week, right? So your report is about no power for a week plus. Okay. Very valid. It's how he said that our fridge is hot. When there's no power, there's just a lot of things that you can't do. Everything just becomes difficult times 10. Your phones, your devices, your gadgets, all of the things you need electricity for, you can't even do them. And you're struggling. So, yeah, that's the report. Keep your reports coming in. Keep your eyewitness reports coming in. Your calls, your text messages, WhatsApp messages, or voice note. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, if you want to send a voice note, you can do that to 0701-933-9962. For calls, 08109510951. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Come back again.
All right, what's your report tonight?
Oh, sorry, my program things have called together.
Your what? I don't understand. I didn't even hear what you said. All right, maybe you didn't think it was eyewitness report. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Frank calling from Bolormibo.
All right, go on, please.
I want to talk about my own eyewitness. My eyewitness is that Obiwali Road, the Polu Junction. Whenever it rains, it's flood, whereby the flood can easily carry motor. You understand?
All right.
Even when you enter my community, you have a street called May Road. Water do cover it. Even a street called Mbarepa, water do cover it. You see Wali Street, water do cover it. So I want our local government chairman, I know our local government is trying to swallow. You should try and also come and help grade those roads for us. And I let the River State government come back to Bolu Junction to come and check what Cetraco worked there for us that is making those water not go out the way the water is meant to go out in that road. The water
all right, thank you.
Like today, as I'm talking to you, it's still drizzling in my own community.
Oh, it's still not so heavy as it was earlier.
It's not so heavy. But
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for bringing that report and the other one. All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Luna, how are you?
I'm fine, no, thank you.
Happy cool evening.
Happy rainy day or rainy night.
So, my eyewitness, this is the Kiname Lekore from Magwa, by the way.
All right, go on.
So, my eyewitness is this. I want to start by asking if somebody establish business and you have 10 customers, is it not good to expand to maybe having up to 20 or 30 of them? Hello?
Yeah, it is. It's good.
So my eyewitness is this.
Yeah.
Since, over 5 years now, we don't have light at Tomagwa.
That long?
One good philanthropic in Omagwa here, they call grant. Managed to give us light for some time, maybe like 1 year.
Okay.
And they went and vandalized it.
Who are the people who vandalized it?
It's a long story, my sister.
Okay.
So the local government chairman that is in place now came and restored it.
Yeah.
But it's just only the few people in the community that is enjoying the light.
So it doesn't get to every other place?
Yes, we that are living within this other area, Lucky Plaza Road. We don't have light since that 5 years plus now.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking, is it not better that PSG come and expand the light?
They should. I mean, some persons should not have while others just watch.
Let it now be that we are also joining in paying the bills. They make more money.
I get your point. So yeah, that's a valid one. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So your call now is about electricity. There's no power in your area, right? Some places have and it's not extend to yours. PHC, they're calling. We've had like how many reports about lights now? Hello, good evening. Hello. I'm checking your call. Go on. Yes, please.
Every accident at the Choba Bridge.
Accident?
The life of two. This evening. Around
really?
2 o'clock.
Oh, seriously?
Maybe accident truck.
Oh my God.
Tanker.
Jeez.
That saved the life of two people.
Oh no, that's sad. How did it happen? Did you see it or you passed when it has happened?
Yes, I see it.
A truck ran into the people or a vehicle collided? Bike.
Two them who are coming from Wayek.
Oh my God. They were on top a bike.
Yes, coming from Emowa. trying to overtake the tanker.
Huh.
Two person like just lost.
Oh my goodness.
And they lost more than to the hospital, UPD hospital.
Yeah. Oh no. That's sad. Oh, thank you for bringing that report. I cannot even imagine. I know these trucks, they are very, heavy, mighty trucks. A bike cannot really withstand it, can't even hold it. The effect will be too fatal. God. Is it that the bike was trying to overtake the truck? Like, can just calm down now. Allow the truck. You see, when trailers, truck, those big ones, anything trailer or truck, I don't want to be close to it, because some of these cars and vehicles and bikes, they are like bicycles beside them or in front of them. So allow them to go now. It will save you a lot, though. Trying to drag the road with them, or you're trying to overtake them, sometimes it's not always, the result is not always good. That's very sad. God, I beg. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my sister. How are you?
I'm very well, Lou. Thank you.
This report about these truck people, if you see some of them that is driving it, before it's elderly people that used to drive it, you see one small boy.
Yeah.
I don't know whether safety is taking the process. I'm telling you.
There are very young people on that steering. They don't even care about you by the road, so you allow them pass.
You see this truck, before, when I know people that drive, you see elderly person. But now it's small boys. They will drive. I don't want to mention one company name. These cement people, cement company, their own is the one. It's unfortunate. So
very unfortunate. Very.
I'm telling you.
Very.
You see, if you come, you see one very small person. They don't send. If they see they are driving road with other motorists,
they don't care. That's what I said. Like, you should not even be trying to overtake them at this. I don't even know whose fault that accident is now. If it's the bike rider or the truck driver. Thank you. God forbid, though. That's so sad.
Local government chairman, please check the people that is collecting revenue. They are plenty now. You see them with this small shuttle bus wearing this reflector.
Yeah.
Especially Liozu and Romo Tumanya.
Okay.
So please, they should checkmate them. Some people gathering and will say that one group of people have come and packed their things. And when they pack it, they will not return it. Give tomorrow, please check your indigency. That they are the one causing this problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Let's take this message. The rain don't stop. From Aboki Pekin. All right, thank you. Are you sure it has stopped everywhere? Maybe where you are it has stopped, because some other person says it's still drizzling where they are. So some places it may have stopped, some other places it may still be pouring. But yeah, thank you for bringing that report. Okay. 08109510951. What's your eyewitness report this evening? That news from that Choba Junction is really troubling. Very. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Go on.
Yeah. Come from work.
All right. What's your report?
My report is about this room. My guest sister has to speak.
Okay.
So I need to go through get to where the form again.
Your talk is not so clear. Hello? Yeah, I think you should redial, because I'm struggling to hear you. I'm really struggling to hear you. I don't want you to keep talking while I can hear a thing you're saying. Do you understand? So just redial so that, to be better. And I'll get your report clearly. Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Rona, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yes. My name is Danode Innocent, calling you from Alo.
Okay, what's happening in Alo this evening?
My dear sister, where I'm staying, we have a very good road network. But the issue we have there is that this our road has not been tarred. LDDC came here, just excavated gutter, promising that they are coming back, first some days, abandoned the road and ran away. Same them to now have been suffering on this road. If the state government can remember us, come on, you think it will be a very good thing for us if it will start. As it rains now,
all right,
going back to the house, there is no way to enter house. Everywhere flooded. As if we are not part of River State. Thank you.
All right, you're part of River State. Will always be part of River State. But yeah, got your report. Still Eyewitness Report today, 95.1 FM. My name is Rona Agbara. What's your report this evening? Keep your messages coming in, your calls, your text messages, WhatsApp messages, voice notes even. I'm taking all of them. All right. 0810-951-0951. So far so good. Network has not been crazy. But I don't want to praise them because the moment you praise them now, you start hearing hello. I can't deal, please. 0810-951-0951. That's for calls. What's your report tonight? Hello, good evening.
Hello, it's October Bridge, so not the junction at this bridge.
Oh, the bridge. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Not this junction here.
Yes, October Bridge.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that one. Because I was starting to wonder, like, this Choba Junction. Oh, the bridge there. Oh, yeah, you said they were coming from Emoha, from Waik, right? Okay. I get the report clearly now. It's still a sad one regardless. Still a troubling one regardless. All right. 0810-951-0951. That's for calls. What's your report tonight? For text messages on WhatsApp or regular text messages, WhatsApp messages, or a voice note even, you can do that to 0701-933-9962. What's your report? Your eyewitness report tonight.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelt.
We are not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Looking to grow your business?
Ready to elevate your brand and reach the right audience? This is your moment to take your brand to the next level with Today 95.1 FM.
Your trusted voice, reaching thousands of listeners every single day.
From start real growth.
Our affordable advertising packages are designed to give your business maximum visibility and real results.
Don't just advertise where people are listening.
Call us today on 0818-389-2850 or visit our station to book your slot now at Today FM Drive off East West Road, Obiakpo.
Today FM 95.1.
Your voice, your market, your success.
On Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. My name is Rona Agbara, still in the studio, still locked in, and thank you for still staying up until the hour. Appreciate it. Bring your reports on here. Let's hear it. Let the authorities hear. Let government hear. The one that concerns local government, the one that concerns state government.
True strength. What defines it? The brilliance of a player, or when a team comes together to win. A solo beat, or the rhythm of many. The flair of one dancer, or the art of a truth, one distinct voice, or the beauty of the symphony. At FCMB Group, we build ecosystems, empower communities, and create the future. Because we believe it's not just one, but the power of the group that delivers the future we all desire. FCMB, the power of the group.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
All right, it's still Eyewitness Report. Yes, please. All right, there's a message I saw here. I read through the message where you said that you got an anklet as a gift since April. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it, but I don't think I need it. But I appreciate the thought. I mean, the thought counts, right? Yes, so thank you. I appreciate it, but I don't think I need it. All right, moving on. Let's have a report for the next, how many minutes we have on here? We still have about 10 minutes or 12, say 10, 12 minutes to still take your report. So you still have this time to call and say what your eyewitness report is. So we're wrapping up by 8:45. So yeah, bring your calls, send your calls, send your messages, send your voice notes. I'll be sure to take all of them. 0810-951-0951. Messages, voice notes, or WhatsApp, whichever you prefer. 0701-933-9962. Alright, I saw a message coming here. Good evening, Rona. Vincent Uzi Chokocho Eche. The people of Chokocho, that's my community, are passing through a lot due to the deplorable state of our internal roads. My sister, Rona, I'd like you to visit Chokocho community one of these days and see the things for yourself. I can only imagine how bad it will be. And now, all right. Thanks and God bless you, Vincent Uzi Chokocho Eche. So the internal roads, the deplorable state. Another message came in here. My name is Imaman from Baiche. My area report is 5,000 teachers recruitment that is ongoing in River State is not transparent. Rather, it's politically motivated. Many people apply, but text messages, you mean, was given to few people for the exam. What about the other people? How can you disqualify them for nothing? Therefore, the state governor should call the committee in charge to be transparent for the process, and everybody will go to CBT test for the exam, not by appointment or selection and nepotism. The Commissioner of Education, Dr. Peter, should be transparent, not by selecting his own people and leaving others behind, sent by Imaman. There are 5,000 recruitment, teachers recruitment. That's a report, right? Okay. That's been noted. So you're calling on the teachers a while ago and the River State government to look into that and attend to it promptly. 08109510951. What's your eyewitness report tonight? Hello, good evening.
My sister, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yes, my name is Siva James Uzuzu, calling from Rumodogo.
All right, go on.
Yes, I cannot stop to talk about my community, Rumodogo. Please, representatives in Emowa local government should remember my community. We don't have hospital. We don't have school. Our children is sitting on the floor. Government of Rivers State should remember my community. Government of Emowa local government, all the prastatas in the Emowa should remember my community, Rumodogo. Please, Chidi Lloyd, and anybody that is representing.
Calling on the government and local government. Oh God, noted. Hello, good evening. Alright, that call dropped. Keep your calls coming in. 08109510951. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Rena.
Rona, welcome.
My name is Honorable Gladwell, calling from Bugmati in Asai.
Okay.
Now quickly, let's go to Tema community, Nefoko community, Asai local government. And this place is most peaceful, not by river. You know that the Calabari, Asai Toro, we have about 15 communities. Some use motorable and some are through the river. But I'm telling you, these two communities are suffering. We have a bridge across one of them. As we are talking, His Excellency came a year ago that he wants to make that place to be functional. Since that time till today, nothing. Nothing happened. I'm pleading with His Excellency from time out to that place. Let him do something for those people. And do you know that this oil producing community, they are producing oil, they are more oil producing community we have in Calabari Kingdom. Please, His Excellency, do something for these people. Even Okada cannot reach that place. Yes, Okada cannot reach there. Let him help the Tema people and they talk of. God bless everyone. Thank you.
All right. Bless you too. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my sister in the radio house.
Welcome, my brother. Go on.
Yes, I remember Chigozi from Odoba clan.
All right.
Yes, my eyewitness is this. It was my community in Obakari, in the local government of River State. We have where we call Ukroma water side. If you stand in that water side, you'll be seeing Romolumene. It was a jetty, eyeball to eyeball. The place is not up to 20 electric poles. So I use this medium to beg River State government or whosoever that will rule River State on 2027. I'm begging them to start their first project in that axis. So it will help River State people at large and Nigeria. If you're coming from Calabar axis to my one, you will not turn to Rumukuro axis again. You only follow to that place. Like, let me take for instance, Toeko, when he was contesting.
All right.
On 2020 and 2019, when we went to campaign in in Emo local government, he make it sound and clear that when they give him a mandate, he will start from that road to Obakari Junction. I'm begging River State people, that are going to rule River State 2027, please let them start from that road. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that road report. Hello, good evening.
Madam, good evening.
Good evening to you.
God bless you this evening. Madam, I witness reporter.
Yeah.
I don't know what is happening between Iguruta and Nepal.
What happened?
Since January this year, don't lie to.
Since January this year?
No lie. Not that the transformer has no problem.
Ha. So the transformer is working, or okay, the transformer is there, but it's not working.
Transformer is there. Not that
They don't even flash the light at all.
No, at all, no light.
So your complaint is power supply, right?
We don't. In fact, this one step. And another one again, I don't know if it's good in local government, they have chairman. No. I don't know. Do you have chairman?
Because why did you say that?
Why I'm asking that? Because I've never seen anything from that area for this side.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing. No light, nothing. No light, nothing. Which kind of is this? Thank you, madam.
All right. Okay, PhD, right, and your local government chairman. Those are the people you're calling on concerning your report. But I'm trying to wonder, like, since January, this is June, 6 whole months. 6 whole months of no power supply. At this point, how much do you have? Like, it's overwhelming. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Welcome.
My name is Matt from Eche.
You are calling from Eche?
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah, please, the road leads to Imre. Please, that road for over 30 years now.
The road that links to what or to where?
The road that leads to Ishimri.
Okay.
In a chain here, after Chokoche, the next junction.
All right.
Since 30 years now, that road has not been touched by government. The senator only arranged the part that enters his compound and leave the rest.
So a part of it was fixed and the other part was abandoned?
Yes.
So your report is that the whole road should be completed or not half or some part?
Yes, so please, let government help us. That road needs to be touched.
Okay. All right. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Sina Casey.
Go on.
My eyewitness report is the kind of food that are selling to us is, I don't understand. You buy 1 liter of fuel that can carry you to Araya Junction and come back again. But this time around, if you buy 1 liter of fuel, from here to, let me say, just 1 kilometer, the fuel will just finish. I don't understand.
So your report is that the fuel that you buy doesn't last at all?
Yes, it's not lasting at all. And the fuel is costing me 1,500 per liter. And it's not serving. It's wrong. What are they doing in our petroleum industry? I think I've handed over everything to one man.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you for the report. Okay. This is where we'll conclude Eyewitness Report. I appreciate all of you who brought your report, and do not think you're just complaining or lamenting in vain. No, you're actually bringing valid concerns that the government should look into and they should attend to. All right? That's it. Thank you all so much. I appreciate your calls and those who sent in messages. I appreciate your messages, and we'll keep bringing the report on here until we get the results. The results that our report have been attended to, and that's it. Good evening.
For some of us, reality has dawned on us that the World Cup has started and the Super Eagles of Nigeria will not be right there. Like I've always said, we decided to press the self-destruct button, and this is where we are. My name is Godwin A. Nakana. It is Global Sports Update, and what are we going to be doing right here? Yes, we'll be talking to someone who had, I won't call it the misfortune of working so hard to go to the World Cup, but did not make it. Did he sit back at home to watch the World Cup on his television, or he didn't just watch at all? Who doesn't know the man? They call him Sapalo Unduka Ugbade, the only man dead or alive to win a World Cup trophy for the very first time for the continent of Africa. In fact, the world, as far as the under-16, now called the under-17 FIFA World Cup, is concerned. Is our guest when we come back from this very short break. Welcome back. I did say Unduka Ugbade. They call him Sapalo for short because of his football philosophy. Yes, the Brazilian football philosophy. He loves it so much. He's a coach, former captain of the national team, the under-16, former vice captain of the under-20, the Flying Eagles, and of course he played for the nation, the Super Eagles, when Nigeria won the Nations Cup in Tunisia in 1994. He joins us in a jiffy. Unduka Ugbade, thank you so much for joining us on Global Sports Update.
Hello, Godwin. Well done for the introduction. Wonderful one. But that does not remove the pain of 1994. As memory would recall it. You understand? But it is quite important that we know that we spent almost about 12 years or more coming to this stage again for another World Cup year, World Cup 2026, with an expansion in the countries that are coming for the World Cup in USA, Canada, and Mexico. It is quite interesting that for this year again, Nigeria is not in the competition again, making it the second time that we are not going to be in the World Cup competition, even with the expansion. And then I wouldn't want to say much because we still have a lot to talk about. But the issue is that let's hope that as we are watching this World Cup, we'll see a lot of things that will be interesting and something that will be challenging as well for the next one in preparation for it.
Thank you, Unduka Ugbade. The World Cup is here. What does this period remind you of? I mean, taking your mind back to 1994 when you were set to make history, but it didn't happen for you. What do you remember this day for, or this period for?
Godwin, you're still hammering on the things that on something that is past. Honestly speaking, it's a great reminder. Each time there's a World Cup year, since 1994, it comes to me as a great thing, very big difficulty for me to accept that I never participated, or upon all my effort that I never participated in the Senior World Cup, having at least the opportunity of creating the record of going to 3 World Cup competitions at 3 different levels, and at least having the opportunity of playing a second, after contributing so much in the qualifiers. But like you would always say, you can get injured, terribly injured, and when you are treated and you heal, but the scar will still linger. The scar will still be there for you to see. I am always trying to forget. Now, it's not like before that I felt great pain, psychologically affected, and I found it very, very difficult to accept the fact that I wouldn't be making it then. About 2 weeks to the World Cup, but later I had to accept it. I watched our match against Bulgaria that Rashidi celebrated a lot, having scored his first goal, like I would have expected for myself, playing at least a minute in the World Cup and making the record. And the likes of Mucho Adepoju and the rest, Omokachi, you understand me, Austin Eguavon, you understand, Ben Irohan, all, it's quite painful. But as a reminder, I'm happy that after then I've been able to achieve great things, with the junior team that is particularly my, area of department till this moment that we've won the World Cup, assisting Manu and getting to the Cup of Nations, winning some other major competitions and developing great players that have been to the World Cup like Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho and Chikwueze and the rest. It's quite an interesting thing to see that after pains, you understand me, even with the scars, you are still able to work very well and do great things. This is just it.
Kaugbade, you mean you were able to watch the World Cup despite the pain you were going through. You must be a very strong human being. I've heard a lot of people in your position say, we will not look at the World Cup. We are not interested at all. You just want to shut down, go on holiday as it were. Well, did you go on holiday or you stayed indoors when you failed to make the 1994 FIFA World Cup?
Godwin, honestly speaking, if I have to tell you the truth, I was feeling so much pain then that I did not think about the issue of holiday did not come across my mind. And I never thought of anything. I was empty. The only thing that filled my heart was the pain that I was feeling. To the extent that I became so stupid and psychologically affected, to the extent that I was saying that prayers wouldn't be enough. I would have loved, I told my mom that I would have loved when my mom was crying seriously. After like about some 3 or 4, 5 days that I got home, I couldn't sleep at midnight. I told my mom that I would have loved, to know where God lives so that I can go there and ask everything that I had, my medals and every other thing that I've ever gotten. I threw them into the garbage, got so many things, all the things that we use for the Cup of Nations and all that. I burnt everything, I just around 2 or so at midnight, that my people felt very, very bad when they saw me bringing all the bags and my boots and every other thing. This was the reason that today I don't have much of the things to show, that these are the old jerseys that I used, or old boots or canvas, or some of the new things that was given to me then, and to add to my pains, some of the things that were supposed to be given to me as one who was part of the team, Westerhoff did not give it to me, my bags, jerseys, and so many other things, canvas, and every other thing that I would have brought home, even with my pains, though it won't mean anything, even if I had to take all those things. But I felt very, terribly bad. But as days goes by, even with the pains, after 3 weeks, I had the opportunity of sitting in the sitting room, and I tuned and I watched Nigeria playing against Bulgaria, with Rashidi scoring a very wonderful goal and celebrating it. It touched my heart. And again, watching the match against, I saw Omokachi scoring 2 as well. And I felt as part of the team, I was very happy seeing such, but sad that I wasn't part of the group, because we were closely knitted together, we're strong, and I have a very wonderful friend, that like a senior brother in Rashidi Yakini, and the other guys, Austin Eguavon, you understand me, Mucha Adepoju, even Kochan, all of them, these guys were all great guys that they worked very, very hard achieving that. The thing is that there was no mindset on me to try and go for any holiday. Godwin, it's easy to say all these things now, but the pain was so terrible that I don't go out. I stay inside my room and I cry my head out all the time. But thank God, it was my uncle that told me that after that World Cup, there will still be more World Cups, that will be played. And here we are since 1994. How many World Cups have they played? And we are still about watching. Maybe in some 1 or 2 days from now, we'll be watching another one. So Godwin, it's an interesting thing to see such pains, and that had formed, you understand me, has given me some kind of thought about life, that nothing would last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah, there would always be, the only constant thing is change. Change would always come at one time or the other. I thank God. I thank God, Godwin, honestly speaking. I am confused. Sometimes when this issue comes up, I don't always know what to say, honestly speaking, because I was seriously affected psychologically then. You understand? And to see me today, even when you organize that I should be going to do analysis, you brought about that. Honestly speaking, Godwin, that too created in me a lot of healings, honestly speaking.
This is Take One. Tomorrow on the Kalbadi, we return with yours truly, and together we'll be talking about the FIFA World Cup. My name is Godwin A. Global Sport Update. See you again tomorrow. Let's keep cruising. Let's keep praying for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
to feel the rhythm, the groove, and the true vibes of Africa. This is not just music. This is high life. From the legends to the latest, we're bringing you the best of palm wine grooves, jazzy horns, and soul-stirring melodies. Here. What if the internet had a voice? What if we knew exactly what you love to listen to? What if we understood your vibe?
or it comes multiple times? Does the opportunity really come but once, or it comes multiple times? Who's going to answer the question for me, though? Because is it not wickedness for opportunity to come just once? Welcome to the thrill on Today 95.1 FM. My name is Rona Akbara, still here in the studio. Yeah, and tonight we'll have a conversation that relates to all of us. I mean, something that we can all relate to. Yeah. And that's the matter of our phones. Our phone batteries. Do you know that it's really dangerous? This phone that we carry about can cause an explosion. Yeah. The fact that you think it's just the phone, the older generations, the handsets, a mobile phone triggered fire at a phone complex in Oyo State and was caused by battery explosion. Yeah, the battery. The battery of a phone triggered a fire at a phone complex in Oyo. You know, sometimes we're very careless with our phones, so. Sometimes we're very careless with our phones. You know how they tell you when your phone is plugged to electricity, do not put it on your ears to receive calls or to take calls. Some people just ignore it and say, I beg, it doesn't matter. Or while you're charging your phone with a power bank and you want to sleep, don't put it beside your head or on your chest. Don't sleep with your phone on your body or under your pillow or on your head. We just think that these are just mere talk. But we should also know that, nothing may happen to you, but it doesn't make it safe. Oh, you are under the rain, you are answering a phone call, and then a thunder strikes. It could just transmit part to your phone battery and can explode on your ears. Now, that's not what happened here, but I'm just giving instances or painting scenarios of how a phone battery can cause an explosion. People nowadays make calls and receive calls in a filling station and they don't care anymore. Like, is it the phone that will make the station burn or that will cause an explosion in the station? Oh, I don't tolerate it. When I'm in a vehicle and the driver goes into a filling station to buy fuel for the vehicle and someone is making a call inside the car, I'll just say, Oga, please drop that call. Drop that call as we're entering the station. I'm not just telling him like I'm commanding him. I'm going to tell him, please drop the call. We're entering the filling station, please. When we're done, you can get back to the call. Because you see that network or that data that you turn on, something could just trigger or ignite it. And phone batteries are flammable. Don't you know that phone batteries are flammable? But to what extent are phone batteries flammable is something that we may not really know. But we should not gamble with our lives, and because you don't know to the extent. If I'm taking a call around the gas station, it may not be to that extent. But do you agree, or do you think that how much do you think phone batteries are inflammable to? Right? That's the question on the matter, because if phone battery exploded and that caused or triggered fire at a phone complex, there are some batteries that are already like the battery life is gone. Now, no matter the phone, small phones, those Totlife phones, or an Android phone, or Samsung, or Apple, it doesn't matter. All of these phones or devices have batteries, and they can explode. There are some batteries of some phones that are already swollen, fat. That one is already telling you signs or giving you signs that I am about to combust. Dispose it. And even while disposing phone batteries, you should be cautious too. You just see a fire and you throw a phone battery inside it. It can cause an explosion. Boom! It can explode before you. And, particles could get on you and you could get burnt. So, the Oyo State Fire Service Agency has doused a fire outbreak. Thank God that the fire outbreak was doused early enough, else there would have been casualties. But they doused the fire outbreak that was triggered by a mobile phone battery explosion at Techno Complex, Mokola Roundabout, Ibadan, Oyo State. A statement on Tuesday issued by the state's Fire Service Chairman, Moruf Akiwande, disclosed that incidents happened at about 8:15 p.m. on Monday. Akiwande noted that fire personnel led by ACS Amo promptly mobilized to the scene following a distress call from Oluyomade Adebeju that a shop has been engulfed by fire at Techno Complex Roundabout, Mokola, Ibadan. He added that the agency's firefighters swiftly contained and extinguished the fire, preventing it from spreading to adjoining shops and nearby properties. According to him, preliminary investigation revealed that the fire was caused by the explosion of a mobile phone battery, which ignited nearby combustible materials. At exactly 20:15 hours, that's 8:15 on Monday. This happened 2 days ago. June 8, 2026, the Oyo State Fire Service Agency received a distress call from Mr. Oluyomade Adepeju, reporting a shop fire at Complex Roundabout, Mukola, Ibadan. Fire personnel led by ACF's Amo promptly mobilized to the scene upon arrival. It was discovered that the second shop located on the upper floor of the commercial building was engulfed in flames with thick smoke blowing from the premises. The firefighter swiftly contained and extinguished the fire, preventing it from spreading to adjoining shops and other properties. Now, no casualty was recorded, thank God, during the incident. No casualty, nobody died, nobody was injured, because they quickly doused the fire. They arrived promptly and they put out the fire in the firefighters. Now, the firefighting appliance returned safely to the station at 22:58 hours and resumed operational standby, Akiwanda stated. The fire service chairman commended the officers and men of the Nigerian Police Force, Mukola Divisional Headquarters, for providing adequate security coverage throughout the operation. He urged members of the public, this is my focus, all right? This is our focus tonight. Members of the public to strictly adhere to safety precautions while using electrical and electronic appliances to prevent explosions that may result in fire disasters. How inflammable do you think our phone batteries are? That's what I'm asking. Do you think the phone battery is not capable of causing an explosion? Because this one, a phone complex, just like a shopping complex, a phone complex building, a phone complex, right? There were other combustible things in that complex, but it was triggered by a phone battery explosion. So a phone battery exploded and it caught fire, and other things that were combustible in that premises got ignited, and the whole building was engulfed in fire. Now, Akiwande also emphasized the importance of installing fire extinguishers in all commercial buildings for prompt response to fire outbreaks at the incipient stage. That's another thing of concern. How many shopping complexes, how many buildings, shopping complex, buildings, offices, business centers, homes, schools, public spaces, how many of them have fire extinguishers? How many fire extinguishers are installed in these places? Some people don't care. How can some people think that if a fire is triggered or a fire happens, we'll just carry water and pour Omo and quench the fire? Okay, in 2026 you're still thinking that way. So what if you're not able to contain the fire while you're pouring water and detergent? the fire increases, what would you do? Some people don't have fire extinguishers in their cars. So that is one thing to also remind us about the importance. And then, how inflammable do you think phone batteries are? There are a lot of instances about this phone batteries thing that can trigger a fire explosion or fire, that can make a fire to break out. You know when they say don't pick calls while you're using a gas cooker, some of us think, you may not know the connection between that. But just to be on the safe side, things that are inflammable, you should avoid, doing other things that could cause flames or cause fire. Is it even perfume bottles and body sprays? They write on it that they are inflammable. Let alone batteries. There's some batteries that are already bad. Dispose it properly. Don't dispose it in combustible areas. Don't dispose it in the fire. Because these things are dangerous. Oh, if the firefighters had not arrived at the time they did, there would have been casualties. And that complex, of course, people do their businesses there. The owner of the shop and other people and customers can just come in. Or they may have been there when that battery exploded. That caused that, when the battery exploded, that triggered that fire. Some people are so careless with their phones. They don't pay attention to the phone's already acting up. The battery is already damaged. You're still just managing it, and you'll be using this in places where a fire could start. Our phones are handy, important, but misuse or not taking proper care of all the things in that phone, especially the battery. Because if the battery is out of the phone, then, nothing can keep the phone on or turn it on or keep it working and running. But as long as you have a battery in your phone, there are places you should not use it on for your safety. And it's important that we have fire extinguisher in public spaces for safety reasons. Not like we're expecting a fire or we're inviting it. We're just being cautious and taking precautionary measures for our safety and the safety of everyone around us. So I'm asking, right? Or you don't think that a phone battery can explode, cause a fire that can engulf a whole building and bring it down? You don't think so? Or you think a battery is too small to ignite a fire? Really? If only you've seen what a battery contains. A battery that is already bad or swollen is as dangerous as a bomb. Yeah. It's as deadly as a bomb they're trying to use. Because that battery could cause a fire that you may not be able to contain. It's highly inflammable. But how inflammable do you think our phone batteries are? That's the question on the matter about the phone complex that was gutted in fire. One of the buildings, though, it didn't get to spread to other shops, because the firefighters came promptly at the time they did, and they doused the fire, and so no casualties were recorded. But of course, investigation showed that a phone battery explosion caused that fire. We'll go on a short high life break. When we return, we'll have you call in to join the conversation, right? How inflammable do you think our phone batteries are?
This is Today 95.1 FM.
We have to see this phone battery matter. Some people take it lightly, but it is not a trivial matter at all. It's not. It's a serious thing because we all have our phones, even right now, right? So if you don't know that, or if you're not cautious or careful, or bear in mind that phone batteries are also part of the things that could ignite a fire, You may just be so careless with how you use your phones and not considering that there are inflammable things in that phone, that could ignite a spark. And a spark ignites just grows into a fire. From a spark you could get into a fire that could consume a whole building or a whole human being. But the question is, how inflammable do you think phone batteries are? Or you don't think one phone battery is strong enough to ignite a fire if it explodes, or it could get explode when it is introduced or used in places where there are combustible materials or items? I want to know what your opinions are when it comes to our phone batteries. Charging the phones, using phones while charging, taking calls in a place where, a fire could get ignited or thunder strikes and you're making calls. Do you think all of these things are strong enough to cause an explosion or cause a fire? I'd like to know your opinion on that one. 0810 951 951. That's the number to call to share your opinion and just tell me what you think about phone batteries and a fire. Do you think that a relationship between it, that this could cause this, it could lead to that, or is it phone battery that cause fire? Like there are more serious things or severe things that could cause a fire, not the phone batteries. I'm not interested in how I use my phones, or is it my little small touchlight phone that's going to cause a fire? You never know. But I want to know what you think about it. So I'll open the phone lines in a minute. 0810 That's the number to call. While we're doing that, we're also going to be enjoying the high life, playing in the background. Chief Mike Jaga, right? So we're doing that side by side. I know it just rained some hours ago. Some persons may just be where, just be so careless. Some people are so careless when it comes to their phones, and they don't think their phones can be, or phones are inflammable, or phone batteries could be harmful if it is abused, right? So let's have you join in. I want to know what you think, honestly. Like, what's your opinion actually on that matter? Because a phone battery exploded in a mobile phone factory, and it caused a fire. Yeah. Although the fighters doused the fire outbreak and there were no casualties, but what if they didn't get there on time and the people were not able to quench the fire? Business places, their stores, their shops, their cars. How many people have fire extinguishers in case a fire breaks out? They can, contain it. People don't prioritize fire safety, or
time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart, and that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
Hello, good evening. That call dropped. We'll do all to that again. 08109510951. Hello, good evening. Yes, please. All right, go on.
I just want to thank you about that.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, right? I didn't get what you said.
I don't want to what my
Oh, you just want to thank me for playing the song I played.
It's very sweet.
All right, I'm glad you enjoyed the high life. All right, thank you. Okay, I just have a few minutes of wrapping up soon. Yeah, I just wanted you to enjoy that song. Of course, I enjoyed playing that one too. So yeah, it's mutual. Hello, good evening. I don't know why the calls are dropping. Is it now the network wants to begin their shenanigans? Or is it now they woke up? Have they been sleeping since? The rain has stopped, so why is the network now acting up? While it was raining, I had good network. They didn't disturb, so they should not disturb me right now, please. I'm not even in the mood for that. 0810-9510951. How inflammable do you think our phone batteries are? I mean, these days, there's hardly anyone who doesn't have a phone. Hardly anybody who doesn't have a phone. Everyone has a phone. Everyone uses a phone. It may not be like the very expensive ones, but you have a phone. I mean, how are you even able to call, to text, not just on shows, not just on the show, to communicate with people outside? Of course, you have a phone, but how inflammable do you think those phone batteries are? Hello, good evening. Yes, please.
Well, I don't know. So I was so confused. I don't know what to say about this. This is my first time I'm carrying this kind of.
This is the first time I'm hearing that the phone battery can explode and cause a fire.
I am very, very surprised. I don't hear this.
Now you know.
I don't even know what to say about it.
But at least you are aware now, so you know how to be careful with your phone going forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only the battery. Something is happening.
All right.
This is my first time of hearing this. So I don't.
All right, thank you. You didn't know before, but now you know that a phone battery can explode and cause a fire. Hello, good evening. So it's just so that you be careful the way you use your phones around places that could cause a fire or catch a fire. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
My name is Abdul Kanzuz. I'm calling from Obogo.
All right.
Okay, I had this experience too with phone battery. I think some couple of years ago.
Okay.
Then I was using a smartphone. I was on a line. Then I felt asleep when I dozed off.
Oh.
So I never knew. So it seems like I slept on the phone.
Okay.
And it began to overheat.
Oh.
It get to the point where the screen got affected at some point. So it was so hot. So only God just saved me when I woke up.
You woke up?
So, yes, I felt it.
Thank God, because that thing could have gotten so hot that it could even burn your skin.
Of course.
All right, thank you for
it's
sharing that experience.
When we want to sleep, we just keep away the phone from us.
All right, thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome.
Bruno.
Yeah.
This is Honorable Christian Kush.
Okay.
Hear this from the horse's mouth. I deal on phones. Batteries. See, maybe one thing or the other. For somebody to tell me that a phone battery can cause fire.
The phone battery exploded, not that the phone battery just caught a fire.
Okay, inside the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like, you have a phone and you're working with a time bomb. The battery is just going to cause a fire.
Yeah,
it exploded.
It can happen like that if maybe you shoot the plus and the minus. At times, the battery swell up.
Yeah, maybe the battery is bad or it's overheating and, just, and
like
there are other things that could ignite it. So, yeah.
But not that it can ignite fire in the whole room.
I explained to you just now that I do not mean that as you're holding your phone now, boom, fire will just start. No. If it explodes, and what will make a battery explode? It's probably overheating or the battery is already bad and swollen and, other things just causes it to ignite. All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go power.
All right, go on.
It's not a story or news. Have been advertised. Those who make their bad phones, handle with care because
of course.
If you go to a filling station, they will warn you. Not every phone anywhere. They will say there are special and that has inflammable elements inside, so you have to be careful. It has been happening. Thunder can strike. It's not every time.
Yeah.
That's because many people don't try to answer their phone when when thunder is there or when it is raining.
True. Yeah,
it happens. I saw a person who student.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, thank you. There's a commercial for 9:45, and this is why we're wrapping up the thrill. Thank you. This is just for you to be careful. Not like, don't use the phone anymore. Of course, you can't do without it. It's important, vital part of life. But just be careful how you operate your phones, and if there's a need for you to change your phone battery, go and change it. If there's a need for you to get a new phone, get it. If there's a need for you to, be more cautious, all right? Just for your safety, so you don't get into the, I heard you though, now it has happened to me, or had I know, all right? Thank you so much. Good evening.
Let's go! Welcome to What's Popping.
What's popping? Brand new whip, just hopping.
With Desperados. What's Popping with Desperados.
I know your friends be asking you, where can we listen to the hottest show on radio? Say no more, because your favorite show is definitely back. And today's vibe is definitely off the roof. Welcome to another sizzling episode of What's Poppin' with Desperados, your home for the biggest entertainment stories, the freshest trends, and the moments everyone will be talking about all night long. And yes, if you've got that ice cold Desperados nearby, what are you waiting for? Grab it already, because that is how you stay winning. Desperados beer, bold, refreshing, and unmistakably different. Desperados beer with a Latin vibe. Please enjoy responsibly, and remember, not for sale for persons under the age of 18. If you're ready to have some good time tonight, I'm definitely ready. And up next on the show is the Popping 7.
What's Popping with Desperados, the tequila flavored beer. Tequila flavored beer.
When the night is young and the mood is right, an ice-cold Desperados is the only one way to keep the vibe alive. Bold flavor, big vibes, hot enough to ignite the night, and cool enough to keep it going. So grab a Desperados, turn the vibe on, and let the party begin.
Desperados, beer with a Latin vibe. Enjoy responsibly. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. What's Popping with Desperados, the tequila flavored beer. Tequila flavored beer. The Popping 7.
It makes me feel good. I just want to get up and dance.
I just want to dance.
The Popping 7 countdown of the joints you feel the most.
Welcome back, and it's time for the Popping 7, where we serve you 7 hot bangers that signifies perfection. And the playlist tonight will definitely have you dancing all night long. So what are you waiting for? Get your dancing shoes on, because I'm not wasting time. Straight to it. Popping 7, folks, is rep. David O, Be There Still. Well, recently he dropped a snippet, but before we get into that, how about we enjoy this? We're not done. I don't even think about touching it. It's still the Popping 7, where we get to serve you 7 hot bangers, but we're just taking a quick break because we're super pumped right now. And yes, we've got our best friend, Desperados Beer, riding with us tonight. The bold tequila flavored beer isn't here to play it safe. And you shouldn't too, but please, if you're driving, play it safe. It's all about breaking the rules tonight, pushing limits, and delivering that refreshing taste and that spicy kick that hits differently. Desperados, you already know now, it's more than just a beer, it's a whole lifestyle.
When the night is young and the mood is right, an ice-cold Desperados is the only one way to keep the vibe alive. Bold flavor, big vibes, hot enough to ignite the night, and cool enough to keep it going. So grab a Desperados, turn the vibe on, and let the party begin.
Desperados, beer with a Latin vibe. Enjoy responsibly. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. What's popping with Desperados? The tequila flavored beer. Tequila flavored beer. The Popping 7.
It makes me feel good. I just want to get up and dance. I just want to dance.
The Popping 7. Countdown of the joints you feel the most.
Welcome back to the Popping 7. And number 4 is one person I love so much. Maybe I've got a crush on her. Who knows? Thames with Love Me Jeje. This record is effortless. And it's number 4 today on the Popping 7. Super talent. To number 6 without wasting time. We're moving, right? That's right. On my lay with moving. Yeah. I know you heard what I. That means pure perfection. And that is Shali Poppy with Laho. This record is everything.
The List. Scoop about your favorites. This is where it's at. The List.
Hey fam, welcome back to The List, and this is your favorite part of the show. Who knows, maybe the next part could just be your fave. And today's conversation, are social media influencers becoming the new celebrities? Well, that is the elephant in the room nobody wants to talk about. But that's why we're here anyways. There was a time when actors, musicians, and artists completely dominated popular culture. But today, content creators are becoming some of the most recognizable faces on the internet. From lifestyle influencers and podcasters to comedians and fashion creators, social media personalities are attracting massive audiences and building loyal communities. Some brands are now investing heavily in influencer partnerships because of the direct connection creators have with their followers. Supporters say influencers are more relatable and accessible than traditional celebrities. Critics argue that popularity online doesn't always translate to long-term influence. Either way, one thing is impossible to ignore. The creator economy is growing fast, and social media personalities are becoming major players in entertainment and culture. The conversation is only getting bigger, and trust me, this one isn't slowing down anytime soon.
What's popping with Desperados, the tequila flavored beer. Tequila flavored beer.
No hay problemas en la vida.
When the night is young and the mood is right, an ice-cold Desperados is the only one way to keep the vibe alive. Bold flavor, big vibes, hot enough to ignite the night, and cool enough to keep it going. So grab a Desperados, turn the vibe on, and let the party begin.
Desperados, beer with a Latin vibe. Enjoy responsibly. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Does anyone know where the plug is?
Where is popping?
Looking for something.
Places and events for you. Where's popping?
Hey folks, you thought we were done? Hey fam, we're not done. You already know. On this show, we get to give you a location where we'll be rocking all night. Drum rolls, fellas. Tonight we're heading all the way to Hard Rock Cafe, Lagos. If you're looking for a place that combines great music, incredible atmosphere, delicious food, and premium night life, this spot deserves a place on your radar. The energy starts the moment you walk in. The music keeps flowing and the crowd brings the vibe. And every visit feels like an event. Whether you're catching up with friends, celebrating a win, or simply looking for a quality night out, it delivers. And of course, the experience gets even better with an ice-cold Desperados. Bold flavor, refreshing character, and a taste that's built for unforgettable nights. Good music, good people, the energy absolutely 100. That is the formula, and that's exactly why it's officially Where's Popping Tonight. And that's about the family. You already know that, yes, it's been a good time, great conversation, but sadly we've reached the end of another exciting edition of What's Popping with Desperados. We brought you the hottest music, the best conversations, and enough premium vibes to keep your day moving. Before we go, remember, every great moment starts with great energy. So keep the energy playing, keep the good times flowing, and keep living boldly. A huge thank you to you for being a part of the show today. And until next time, remember to stay jiggy, stay bold, and stay vibrant. This has been What's Popping with Desperados, where good vibes, great stories, and unforgettable nights make a good synergy. Desperados, made to be different, made for you.
Thank you for checking in with us on What's Popping with Desperados, the tequila flavored beer.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
A very good evening to you. This is the World News and Room Talk Radio Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I'm Rona Aguera. First the headlines. Senate Committee to probe killing of Benue health worker. Insecurity in Benue South. Petrol tanker driver kills 4 people on Choba Bridge along East-West Road, River State. Residents of Rukwoku community in Nobiakwa local government area apprehends 2 women for stealing 6-month-old baby. On the foreign scene, U.S. bans Nigerians and others in birth tourism visa fight. Details shortly. The Senate has directed its relevant security committees to investigate the gruesome killing of a public health worker identified as Ojama Emir and the worsening security situation in parts of Benue State following concerns raised on the floor of the upper chamber during plenary. The resolution followed the matter of personal explanation raised under Order 42 by the Senate Minority Leader. Representing the matter, the lawmaker lamented the persistent attacks and killings allegedly carried out by suspected armed headsmen across communities in Benue South Senatorial District, describing the region as being under siege. He specifically drew attention to the murder of Ojama Emir, a public health worker who was reportedly ambushed, killed and beheaded on Monday, June 8, 2026 at Ubobi Road Junction in Ikobi, Apa local government area of the state. According to the senator, the victim's severed head was taken away by the attackers while Ubobi Junction along the Ubokwo Ikobi Road has become a notorious flashpoint where armed headsmen frequently ambush motorists and residents. He listed several communities across Apa, Agatu, Otukbo, Ohimini, and Ogbadibo local government areas that have suffered repeated attacks, including Ikobi, Ojantele Akwete, Ankali Ediko, Okoloko, Ayla Ogbarulu, Odugbeho, Ngbamaju, Imichi, and Otobiakwa. The senator expressed concern over what he described as the inadequate response of Benue State government to the security challenges facing the affected communities. While commending the efforts of security agencies such as the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police Force, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, he alleged that local security outfits, including Operation Zenda, volunteer guards, and Homeland Security personnel, have not received sufficient funding from the state and local government to effectively combat the attacks. The lawmaker also raised concerns over the continued detention of Oloche Silas, a youth leader from Agatu local government area who, according to him, coordinated community efforts against armed attackers before his arrest over alleged illegal possession of firearms. He argued that Silas's incarceration for more than a year had weakened local resistance efforts and left vulnerable communities exposed to further attacks. The senator further alleged that military personnel recently assaulted and disarmed youth volunteers who had gathered in Olugbo and Asaba communities to discuss security measures following the killing of 3 farmers in Ikobi. Calling for urgent intervention, the senator appealed to the Senate leadership and the federal government to address the deteriorating security situation in Benue South and facilitate the release of individuals detained under circumstances related to community self-defense efforts. Following deliberations, the Senate resolved to mandate its relevant committees to engage security agencies and investigate the circumstances surrounding the killing of the health worker and the broader security challenges confronting communities in the district with a view to recommending appropriate measures. In another development, the Senate has passed for second reading 2 bills seeking to expand the number of judges in nation's superior courts as part of efforts to decongest the judiciary and accelerate the dispensation of justice across the country. The proposed legislation seeks to increase the number of judges of the Federal High Court from 70 to 90, while also raising the number of justices of the Court of Appeal from 70 to 110. Leading the debate during plenary on Wednesday, the Senate leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, who sponsored the bills, said the measures were aimed at strengthening the nation's justice system by enhancing its capacity to handle the growing volume of cases. According to him, no democracy can thrive where citizens and institutions are unable to obtain prompt judicial determination of disputes, adding that the justice sector must be adequately equipped with the human and material resources necessary to perform its constitutional responsibilities effectively. On the proposed amendments to the Court of Appeal Act 2004, the Senate leader explained that the Court of Appeal occupies a strategic position within the Nigerian judiciary as the intermediary appellate court between trial courts and the Supreme Court, as established under Section 237 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. He equally argued that increasing the number of federal high court judges was both reasonable and necessary to significantly reduce the backlog of pending cases, improve access to justice through timely hearings and judgments, enhance the prosecution of corruption and financial crimes, boost investor confidence through faster resolution of commercial disputes. Also to strengthen adjudication in specialized sectors such as banking, telecommunication, maritime affairs, aviation, and intellectual property. The bills received overwhelming support during the debate, with no senator opposing their passage for second reading. Following their consideration, the Senate referred the consolidated bills to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for further legislative work. The committee is expected to report back to the Senate within 4 weeks. A Port Harcourt-based researcher, leadership expert and chief executive director of the Institute for Research, Leadership and Capacity Development, Professor George Ahunaya, has attributed Nigerians' inability to attain the status of an advanced economy to the failure of successive administrations to complete their Jakarta steel mill and harness the country's vast economic opportunities. Professor Ahunaya, in an interview to the FM Olawale Sanusi, said that Jakarta Steel project, which he described as the bedrock of industrialization in developed nations, ought to have transformed Nigeria's manufacturing and economic landscape if it had been completed during the economic boom of the early 1980s. According to him, the country's leadership from the post-independence era through successive military and civilian government has failed to demonstrate the vision and proactiveness required to maximize available resources for national development.
The inability of Nigeria to attain the status of advanced economies up until now is largely predicated on leadership deficit. Our leaders from post-independence, both military and the political class, has not been proactive in terms of maximizing and utilizing the opportunities we have had to develop Nigeria and catapult it to an advanced economy.
He lamented that while countries that gain independence around the same time as Nigeria have evolved into advanced economies, Nigeria has remained trapped by persistent leadership challenges. The leadership expert noted that empirical findings indicate that the opportunities created by the Naira boom could have been deployed to complete strategic projects and strengthen key sectors of the economy. He further regretted that the critical areas such as security, education, and the power sector have continued to suffer neglect, leaving the nation struggling to achieve sustainable development. Two students of Odoha Community Secondary School in Nemoha, local government area of River State, and two motorcycle riders, popularly called Okada, have lost their lives in the hands of a petrol tanker driver at the Toba Bridge along East West Road. The two school children were candidates of WAEC, West African Examination Council, were reported to have finished the examination for the day and boarded the Okada before they were crushed on their way returning from examination alongside the Okada riders. According to eyewitness accounts, the drivers could not control his speed following the evening rain, leading to crushing of the travelers. Passerby men of Nigerian police gathered in the area as they monitored the tanker drivers assemble the remains of the victims. Two young ladies have been apprehended by residents of Rukboku community in Nubiakpo local government area of River State for allegedly attempting to kidnap a 6-month-old baby in the area. The two women are reported to have entered the apartment where two minors were playing without the presence of their parents. According to the account of the mother of the baby, she had left the home to get the food in a nearby shop where the younger child ran to her to inform her of the presence of two ladies who entered the apartment. She said at first she undermined the report of the little child until when she got home to meet the absence of her little baby, resulted in a raising alarm which drew the attention of residents who assisted in search of the criminals. With the help of community people who quickly mobilized, they intercepted the suspect before they could leave with the child, and the baby was rescued safely, while the two women were apprehended. The incident sparked concern among residents, which calls for a thorough investigation by security agencies. Members of Ekenyamu family, in conjunction with stakeholders in Rumagoli community in Obiakpo local government area of River State, have accused the chairman of Obiakpo local government council, Gift Wolu, of acting against several court judgments in their favor concerning the landed property known as Ohia Agbada Ezilaru, located along the Bekwe Airport Road. The members of Ekenyamu family and other Rumagolu stakeholders also accused the council chairman of conspiring with judgment debtors, especially from the Rumosi community, to allegedly grant their landed properties numbering about 6,000 plots. A stakeholder in the family, Chief Colonel Ogummerum Eke, who read the position of the family in the media briefing in Port Harcourt, recounted several judgments in their favor with evidence of enforcement order from the court regarding the said landed property along Bekwe Airport Road. Ogummerum Eke expressed concern that the local government, who should know the law better, will attempt to help people who court could not help, including setting up a anti-land grabbing committee headed by Alex Whaley, reporting to Nigerian police and National Assembly, as well as alleged hiring of thugs to demolish properties legitimately owned by individuals as declared by several court judgments.
It is instructive to note that the site of the various court judgments in our favor and against the second set of parties, both first and second set, have been forum shopping from court to court in gross abuse of court process just to secure a favorable judgment against us. All attempts at disposing us of our land have proved abortive. They are now acting in synergy with Honorable Gift Wallo, the chairman of Obiakpo local government area, River State, to forcefully invade our Ohiagbada Islam land in guise of acting as a committee against land grabbing. It is regrettable, surprising that what the first and the second set of parties could not do through the court, the third set of parties, particularly the chairman of Obiakpo local government area of River State, is now unlawfully and forcefully attempting to do it for them.
Chief Colonel Gumeru Meke, while questioning between judgment creditors and debtors who should be addressed as land grabbers, warns that Ekenyawo family will continue to deploy legal means to ensure that their inheritance is not taken away from them.
We are not land grabbers as maliciously speculated by Dr. Giv Wallo in overzealous quest to malign our reputation and the personality. We have numerous judgments against the Rumosi people and by extension the Rumosi Victory Estate who erroneously purchased from them. A judgment creditor cannot be a land grabber over the piece of land he has won in court. We have multiple judgments in our favor against them. Conversely, they do not have one judgment against us over the piece of land. The right question begging for answer is, as between us, judgment creditor, and Rumosi people, judgment debtor, who should be described as land grabbers?
Reacting to the allegation on behalf of the Obiakpo Council Authority, the chairman of Anti-Land Grabbers Committee, Alex Wiley, said Colonel Gumeru Meke cannot be gifted with their value, stating that the people like him should not be in public but should be rotting in jail for heinous crime against humanity. Wiley insisted that nobody can stop the local government chairman from performing and discharging his constitutional responsibility as the chief executive officer and chief security officer of the local government, especially protection of life and property, which is the cardinal function of local government, state government and federal government, and government at all levels. You're listening to the World News on Today95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Please stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying with us now. The rest of our stories. The clan head of Usomini Kingdom in Ogba in Gbemandun local government area, Eze Allen, also has emphasized the importance of education and skill acquisition for both boys and girls, stressing the need for equal opportunities to enable young people become productive members of society. Eze also made the call when the Royal Beauty Queen's Palace Orashi Initiative, RBPOI, a non-government organization led by its director Obi Samuel, popularly known as Sam Glory, paid him a courtesy visit at his palace. According to the traditional ruler, empowering young people through formal education and vocational training would help them become self-reliant and reduce their vulnerability to social vices and other negative influences.
The purpose is to get people trained into usefulness, and anybody that have agreed to belong to there must have to learn, must think of how he or she can be useful. That's why it has individual thinking and makeup. The generality of the people, something very important for everybody to be. If girls are only useful, the boys are not useful, they will not agree to marry them. Because if one side is working fine, one side not working, they will never be useful. That's why I'm emphasizing that. Let there be a proper co-option into men. Through that organization.
Speaking during the visit, the Chief Director of Capstone Clinic, Omoko, Dr. Uba George Ada, highlighted the role of education and skill acquisition in addressing the growing trend of hookup culture and other social vices among young girls, and that urged young girls to take their education and vocational training seriously, noting that knowledge and practical skills remain vital tools for personal development, economic empowerment, and independence. Today, FM's Praise Dogo reports that RBQPOI has so far trained over 320 persons in various vocational and life-changing enhancing skills aimed at promoting self-reliance and community development. Peace has been restored to Ruma Parali community in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State following the recent alleged assassination attempt on the traditional ruler of the community, His Royal Highness Onyema Dike Nene. A member of the royal family and father to the monarch, Romeo Nene, says the royal father has taken steps to ensure that normalcy returns to the area after the incident, which reportedly created fear and panic among residents. Nene, who described himself as a law-abiding resident of the community, denied any involvement in the alleged attack and maintained that he has only worked for peace. According to him, anyone seen seeking to defame his character through any media platform should be prepared to prove the allegations in the competent court of law.
I am a law-abiding member of the Romali community and have always maintained peaceful and respectful relationship. Any person seeking to defame my character through any media platform should be prepared to provide a credible evidence to support such allegation. Romali community remain peaceful despite a recent unfortunate incident involving as alleging assassination attending on the life of His Royal Highness Eze Onyema Nana Dikenene. The situation was reported through the intervention of the Nigerian police.
He added that residents are now free to go about their lawful daily activities without fear. Today, from reports that the development comes days after the traditional ruler alleged that there was an attempt on his life and that of members of his family. The monarch had accused the man identified as Chief Daniel of allegedly masterminding the attack in a bid to remove him from the throne of Rumopara community. On the foreign scene, the United States Department of State says it has moved to stop what it described as illegal birth tourism schemes by foreign nationals seeking to obtain U.S. citizenship for their children through travel visas. The department disclosed this in a statement posted on its official X handle on Wednesday, saying the policy is aimed at protecting the integrity of U.S. citizenship. The department said the U.S. Embassy in West Africa uncovered what it described as a sophisticated birth tourism network involving more than 100 foreign nationals, allegedly using fraudulent documents and visa fixers to obtain U.S. visas for the purpose of securing citizenship for their children. It also said that in Europe, a U.S. embassy identified more than 400 suspected birth tourism cases since 2024, adding that investigations linked the cases to at least 6 companies accused of coaching applicants on visa interview responses, arranging accommodation in the U.S., and organizing delivery plans. The department further stated that the U.S. Embassy in North Africa revoked over 100 visas belonging to birth tourist parents who allegedly traveled to the U.S. primarily to give birth so their children could acquire citizenship. It said consular officers working with law enforcement and using data analytics identified networks abusing the system and took action to stop them. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. Senate committee is to probe the killing of Benue health worker insecurity and insecurity in Benue South. A petrol tanker driver has crushed 4 people on Choba Bridge along East-West Road in Rivers State. We told you that residents of Rukwaku community in Obekwa local government area have apprehended 2 women for stealing a 6-month-old baby. On the foreign scene, you also heard that the U.S. government has banned Nigerians and others in birth tourism visa fight. That's the news as edited by Uchendu Jowo. For comments and inquiries, please call 081-8389-2850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Give the stories on www.todayfmlive.com. On Facebook at Today95.1fm, on Instagram at TodayFM951, on X at TodayFM951. You can also join our YouTube live at Today95.1fm. I'm Rona Agbara. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hit the road, fill your drive. Ignite the vibe, stay locked. Today 95.1 FM, radio on the go.
A very good evening to you. This is Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. It's time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the world today. I'm Rona Agbara. First, the headlines. IMF approves $250 million credit facility for Rwanda to offset the pressure of Mid-East war. Malawian migrants in South Africa prepare for repatriation as protests continue. U.S. calls for stricter travel controls as Ebola cases exceed 600. 7 people in 2 firms charged over Hong Kong deadly fire. Details shortly. Hundreds of Malawian migrants in Durban have prepared to be repatriated, driven out by growing wave of xenophobic violence sweeping South Africa. Malawi says it's planning to repatriate about 3,000 of its nationals, but in the meantime, many Malawians and other foreigners have been left with nothing. The June 30 cut-off has no official backing, but for foreigners, the deadline looms large. President Ramaphosa addressed the nation in an effort to calm the situation and reassure the public. But it's done little to quell the protests. Instead, more and more countries are working to bring their citizens home. The International Monetary Fund says they approved a new $250 million extended credit facility for Rwanda. The 38-month program is aimed at helping the country sustain growth and protect social development spending as it faces tougher economic conditions. Rwanda's economy remains resilient. The IMF said, but one risk for the war in the Middle East we could weigh on growth, inflation, external balance, and debt. However, the country's economy grew by 9.4% in 2025, much higher than expected. But high international oil and fertilizer prices are fueling inflation, and fiscal pressures cutting growth to below 6.8% for 2026. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda has surpassed 600 confirmed cases and claimed more than 100 lives, as health authorities warn that insecurity, resource shortages, and travel restrictions are hampering efforts to contain the virus. Confirmed Ebola infections in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda have climbed to 608, with 102 deaths recorded as of June 8. The DRC remains the epicenter of the outbreak, reporting 599 confirmed cases after 45 new infections were detected within 24 hours, and Uganda reported no new confirmed cases during the same period. Away from Africa to the rest of the world. A protest has blocked an avenue leading to Mexico City's Azteca Stadium for hours yesterday, just days before the 2026 World Cup kicks off at the venue. As football fans flood into tournament, co-hosted by the United States and Canada, Mexico is grappling with chaotic teacher protests in its capital. Thousands took part in yesterday's protest, which was led by a breakaway group of the CNTE Teachers Union, following a week of demonstrations that President Claudia Sheinbaum has called a provocation. However, a police blockade prevented demonstrators from reaching the Azteca Stadium, which will host the World Cup opening match. And Mexico City's security chief, Pablo Vaquez, said in a statement that the movement had been peaceful. Iran has launched airstrikes on Bahrain and Kuwait earlier today and said it targeted an airbase in Jordan hosting U.S. forces, a claim which has not immediately acknowledged either by American or Jordanian officials. Tehran said the attack was in retaliation for an earlier U.S. strike confirming hits around Bandar Abbas and Qassim Island. The U.S. attacks followed an army helicopter crash near the Strait of Hormuz that President Trump blamed on the Islamic Republic. It wasn't clear whether the collision was international, but the crash is under investigation. Pakistan has launched yet another round of air raids across the border with Afghanistan, with a minister saying 26 Taliban fighters have been killed. However, the Afghan government says dead included 13 civilians, most of them children. Pakistan's information minister, Ataullah Tara, said in a post on X that the military carried out precision strikes along the border, targeting hideouts and safe havens of the Pakistan Taliban, known by the acronym TTP. Tara said 26 fighters were killed and 4 targets destroyed, including the training center and ammunition cache, as well as positions linked to TTP commanders Alim Khan Kushali and Akhtar Muhammad Janikel. He said the operations were carried out in response to a series of recent attacks, including a strike on a post of the paramilitary Federal Constabulary in Musa Dara on June 9, a vehicle-borne suicide attack on a military post in North Waziristan on June 2, and a suicide bombing at a police station in Banu in Khyber province on May 9. Ukrainian drones have struck a historic museum in Russia and Sevastopol in Crimea, igniting a roof fire. Russian authorities slashed 9-time train schedules and intensifying airstrike attacks across the peninsula and deep into Russia. Sevastopol's Russian-installed governor, Mikhail Razvokayev, announced the damage on Telegram earlier today. The museum commemorates Russia's 1853 to 1856 Crimean War struggle against a coalition including the Ottoman Empire. Razvulhayev said that during the World War, its siege of Sevastopol, the Panorama building was subjected to mass bombing by German aviation, declaring the enemy will pay for the sacrilege. However, emergency services, including Russia's emergency ministry and Sevastopol rescue service, were deployed to the site and extinguished the fire. Chinese consumer prices have remained stable in May as official data show the impact of soaring energy prices has started to fade, while increased demand for AI-linked tech goods pushed factory gate costs for up to third straight month. According to National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), the Consumer Price Index (CPI), a key measure of inflation, came in at 1.2% last month, the same as April, just slightly lower than the forecast in the Bloomberg survey of economists. It remained far below the government's 2% target for the year. Hong Kong authorities have charged 7 people and 2 companies with offences including manslaughter and conspiracy over the city's deadliest fire in decades last November. The massive blaze engulfed 7 apartment buildings and killed 168 people on November 26, 2025. Former residents and relatives of the dead have been waiting for answers for months after the fire shattered the close-knit community of Wang Fung Court, which housed thousands of people in the suburban district of Tai Po. In a statement, authorities said police and independent commissions against corruption charged the suspect with 25 counts. Money laundering, attempting to pervert the course of public justice, and tax evasion were also among the allegations. That story from Hong Kong concludes the 9th edition of The World Today, as produced by Loma Woso of the news department. But before we go, here's a summary of the stories that made the headlines. IMF has approved $150 million credit facility for Rwanda to offset pressure of Mid-East war. You heard that Malawian migrants in South Africa is prepared for repatriation as protests continue. We told you that U.S. has called for a stricter travel control as Ebola cases exceed 600,000. Finally, 7 people and 2 firms have been charged over Hong Kong deadly fire. Till same time tomorrow, do have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
BBC World Service. I'm Nkechi Obonna in Nairobi with Focus on Africa. Health and humanitarian experts warn that the impact of insecurity in eastern DRC is hampering contact tracing and other forms of response to the Ebola outbreak in the region.
If this was to spread into displaced camps, for example, or if there would be conflict that would impinge upon current affected zones, then the numbers could explode further.
And are AI assistants increasingly leaning towards established gender stereotypes? We look at the science behind the choice of voices.
They want people to feel welcomed, and there's also like a hardwired subservience into it where the female voice is always sounding very, very ever pleasing and ever welcoming.
That's all on the BBC Tonight in Focus. First, the news.
I'm Debbie Russ with the BBC News. Iranian state media say thousands of people in the southern town of Sirik are without drinking water after 2 reservoirs were damaged by US strikes. The US military said it hit Iranian targets in response to the downing of an American helicopter on Monday. Iran responded with attacks on American bases across the region. Following the overnight clashes, the spokesman for Iran's foreign ministry said Washington had damaged the chances of a peace agreement. The BBC's Bernd de Boosman is in Washington.
U.S. officials had insisted that negotiations were going well. There had been recent complications because of Israeli operations in Lebanon, but President Trump seemed to still be confident even after those recent exchanges of gunfire in the last week or two between U.S. and Iranian forces. President Trump had said that we're in the throes of a final deal just a few days ago, but now, of course, with the fighting having escalated again, it's unclear if that's still the position of the administration, whether negotiations will still be going forward or we can see a resumption of full-scale military combat operations.
Prices across the United States surged to a 3-year high in May. According to government figures, overall inflation rose to 4.2% compared to a year earlier, Higher inflation increases the likelihood of the US Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, raising interest rates. Ukraine's military says it has again hit Russian military and energy infrastructure behind the front lines. Kiev's drone forces say they've struck key facilities at the Russian-occupied port of Mariupol, causing a loss of power. Danny Eberhardt reports.
The war between Ukraine and Russia shows no sign of slowing down. A Ukrainian military unit said a combined operation had hit electrical substations, radar and fuel tanks in Mariupol. Meanwhile, in Russia itself, President Zelensky said Ukrainian-made missiles had hit a military plant in the city of Cheboksary that he said manufactured parts for drones and missiles. The local governor said 3 people had been injured in a missile attack there without specifying the target.
Britain's media regulator has warned social media companies they are legally required to stop their platforms being misused to stir up hatred and provoke violence. It comes after violent anti-immigration demonstrations in parts of Belfast on Tuesday, following a knife attack by a Sudanese immigrant. The victim's family has issued a statement calling for calm, saying unrest was not welcome. In Parliament, the British Prime Minister also called for calm.
This morning I spoke with the First Minister, the Deputy First Minister and the Chief Constable. And the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland is meeting leaders in Belfast today. We are united in calling for calm and determined to restore order, support the police and all those on the front line, and ensure that justice is done.
BBC News. Pakistan says it has carried out strikes on suspected militant hideouts along the Afghan border, killing dozens of insurgents. The Information Minister said 4 targets were destroyed, including a training centre. But the Afghan Taliban earlier said the strikes in 3 provinces had killed 13 civilians, including children. There's been no independent confirmation of either account. The authorities in Hong Kong have charged 7 people and 2 companies over the deadly fire that tore through a public housing complex last year. 168 people were killed when the huge blaze engulfed 7 high-rise blocks at the Wan Phuc Court Estate in November. The accused include directors and inspectors of a consultancy firm involved in renovating the estate and the main contractor involved in the project. The European Chemicals Agency says it has recommended classifying trifluoroacetic acid, TFA, as toxic for human reproduction. The substance, known as a forever chemical because it takes a long time to break down, can accumulate in the environment. And Arasanati Rajan reports.
One campaign group, Pesticide Action Network, said the conclusion confirmed warnings from scientists and civil society. It called TFA a planetary threat. Last year, a study in Britain said samples from 32 rivers in the country found traces of TFA at 98% of locations tested. Scientists say that as people are drinking water containing TFA every day, they will be exposed to the chemical throughout their lifetimes.
The United Nations has called on the US to massively rethink immigration enforcement for football's World Cup after team officials, fans and the top referee found themselves barred from the tournament. The Trump administration has been heavily criticised for its visa policies that have stopped football fans from many countries travelling to support their teams. BBC News.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Africa. I'm Nkechi Obonna in Nairobi. A new report by the International Rescue Committee says insecurity and conflict in eastern DRC is hampering efforts to contain the Ebola outbreak.
The outbreak has now spread across 25 health zones, large administrative areas that pose logistical challenges to response teams operating in vast and often hard-to-reach terrain where dozens of armed groups are also active.
Also, what does your artificial intelligence assistant sound like? And what's behind the choice of that voice? We look at AI and gender stereotypes.
I prefer to use AI with male voices. Oftentimes women give emotional responses to whatever questions that we are asked.
My AI is neither a man or a woman. I think most AI chatbots sound female because females are soothing.
It's Wednesday, June 10th. What does Ebola contact tracing look like in the midst of an ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo? As the virus continues to evolve rapidly with increasing cases, geographic spread, and cross-border transmission to Uganda, the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports a case fatality ratio of about 16%. The outbreak is concentrated in the DRC, particularly in Ituri province, which accounts for about 560 cases or 94% of the country's total caseload. The response is facing significant operational constraints, and one of them is an ongoing conflict in the eastern part of the country. Despite a June 2025 peace deal between the DRC and Rwanda, armed clashes have intensified between government forces and the Rwanda-backed M23 armed group. According to a report by the International Rescue Committee, more than 2,000 people have been killed since the agreement was signed. Over 120 armed groups operate in eastern DRC, competing for control of minerals and resources, while civilians are forced to flee repeatedly. The BBC's Emery Makumeno is in the DRC with an update on the health and security situation in the country.
Today marks day 27 since a rare strain of Budibunge Ebola was detected in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Health authorities say there are now 598 confirmed cases with 115 deaths recorded across Ituri, North Kivu, and South Kivu provinces in the east of the country. Nearly 300 people remain under treatment as response teams continue efforts to contain the outbreak. In the fourth week of the epidemic, 22 patients have been recorded. These individuals, known locally as survivors, have been treated through supportive care, as there is currently no specific vaccine or targeted therapy available for this strain. Severe cases of the virus can lead to vomiting, diarrhea, and in some instances, organ failure. Health authorities are urging communities to remain vigilant, respecting isolation protocols and adhering to safe and dignified barrier practices. However, efforts on the ground continue to face significant resistance. In some affected areas, misinformation persists, with some community members questioning the existence of Ebola or attributing deaths to poisoning or spiritual causes. There have also been reports of families resisting safe burial procedures despite the high risk of transmission through contact with the bodily fluids of victims. Response teams say some treatment centers have come under attack and several barrier operations have been disrupted, further complicating containment efforts. In response, authorities have stepped up community engagement, working with local leaders to rebuild trust and help break the chain of transmission. The outbreak has now spread across 25 health zones, large administrative areas that pose logistical challenges to response teams operating in vast and often hard to reach terrain where dozens of armed groups are also active. Officials estimate that more than $500 million will be needed over the next 6 months to sustain the response. Despite these challenges, Congolese authorities and their international partners say that with coordinated efforts, the outbreak could be brought under control within the next 4 to 6 months.
Many thanks to my colleague Emery Makumeno in the DRC. Now, the conflict has disrupted farming and trade, causing hunger to spike higher than normal. Over 8.2 million children and pregnant women need nutritional assistance. With Ebola cases rising, what does the situation mean for locals? I have been speaking with David Monkley, the East Zonal Director for World Vision in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The organization has been actively responding to multiple emergencies in the DRC, with David and his team working to support vulnerable children and their families. We discussed the ongoing conflicts, displacement, and measures to curb the spread of Ebola.
First, there's no vaccine, which has been a difference between this and other outbreaks, I believe the current vaccine would be very limited in its efficacy. That's number one. And the fact that a vaccine won't be made available means that frontline people, health workers, NGO workers, health officials, doctors, nurses, of course, have one less defense, which is extremely difficult because the health system is already overtaxed with the number of cases. The second point, and I think this is extremely important, is the fact that this is a new strain. It was misdiagnosed at first, letting the number of cases, both confirmed and suspected, get completely out of hand. And up until now, the health community's ability to track and trace appropriately and to provide necessary patient support is on the back foot. We're still trying to determine how far this is spread. It's gone as far as Kampala, Goma, areas in both North and South Kivu. So it's extremely concerning that it's gone this far. And one more point would be, due to this spread, the World Health Organization, health authorities have tried to put in stringent measures around patient support, again, things like burial care. And because the communities have been left in many cases in uncertainty and fear and anxiety, they've acted out. And there have been multiple health centers that have been burned. Unfortunately, patients have escaped. So this mistrust, coupled with all these other things, has meant that the situation is very precarious and it threatens to get worse.
David, it sounds like there's a whole lot going on there, and some of these factors are also contributing to the rapid spread. But you spoke a bit about contact tracing. Now, we do know that the region is currently experiencing huge displacement of people owing to the ongoing conflict in the country. Now, is that impacting contact tracing?
I think it's a threat to contact tracing because, as you had made reference to, Ituri has a large number of displaced people already. I believe the number is almost 1 million, and that's even a higher number in North Kivu. So between the two provinces, there's a very high number of displaced people. If this was to spread into displaced camps, for example, or if there would be conflict that would impinge upon current affected zones, then the numbers could explode further because you'd have thousands of people going into uncertainty. They wouldn't be tracked or traced. They wouldn't have access to patient support or care. And again, we're looking at a situation where if conflict goes into these areas or the Ebola virus goes into these conflict zones, the numbers could precipitously rise higher.
Now, there are several communities living in overcrowded settlements, according to a report from the International Rescue Committee. How are people being protected from the virus in some of these settlements? We do know, of course, that there's also that limited access to proper health and sanitation facilities.
And I think that's a huge problem is right now, I think, with the number of cases, people are just living in fear. And we need to be doing a very consistent and strong job about talking with communities, not just at communities, but giving them really the essential information about how Ebola is spread, how we can prevent it, what measures that we can take in communities, with community leaders, with faith-based leaders, because right now, I would say the lack of resources right now is impinging upon those efforts. And if we're not bringing the community in, if the community isn't real partners to a lot of these sensitization sessions, to prevention measures, to necessary water and sanitation and health support, it's going to continue to overwhelm these communities, lead to, again, many higher cases.
When you say bringing in more resources, what kind of resources are we talking about?
Well, of course, we look at gifts in kind. We look at essential health care. We look at personal protective equipment. We see what we can do in terms of providing basic infrastructure to support more health centers, to, again, support doctors and nurses with all the necessary equipment that they require. And then, in a much broader sense, also to provide necessary sanitation devices, soap and water, hand washing stations to communities at risk. Because in order to arrest this spread, we really need to prevent this in communities right around these infection zones. If we're not doing that, I think it's going to, again, lead to higher numbers, and it's going to be incredibly difficult to manage. In the
right, David, I want us to talk about the ongoing conflict in the eastern DRC. Now, how are the two sides involved responding regarding Ebola virus? That's the M23 and the Congolese armed forces. Do we know?
I would say, again, if you look at the government of the DRC, they're doing their utmost to provide necessary support and care. But in Ituri province, there's concerns around, again, basic infrastructure and access. And the fact that there were so many cases in this area means that even in multiple contexts, this would be incredibly difficult. That it's in Ituri province, which is a little more far away from, again, Bunia, the capital, it makes it incredibly difficult to wrap our hands around this. In areas like Goma or Kiwanja, again, these are more areas where we're focusing on prevention. What's really important is that we can continue to have access to these affected communities or at-risk communities, because we're looking at a situation where literally millions of people are at risk. So I can say the humanitarian community, the World Health Organization, is engaging at all levels just to ensure that we can get access to these communities and that we do our very best to get the resources necessary. And again, I've said gifts in kind. I also mean access to really providing all of the activities necessary. So this is really the humanitarian community and the global community coming together to fund this program. I believe the number was 319 million, but as these cases rise, so too will those requests.
Many thanks to David Monkley, the East Zonal Director for World Vision in the DRC. This is Focus on Africa from the BBC World Service. What does your AI assistant sound like?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Hello. How can I help you today?
I'm processing that request.
Please hold while I retrieve that information. What would you like to do next?
And does it matter to you whether it has a female, male, or a neutral voice? We hear from some young women about what their AI assistant voices sound like.
I prefer to use AI with male voices, but also AI tends to give a lot of logical responses rather than emotional responses, as opposed to responses that women give. Oftentimes women give emotional responses to whatever questions that we are asked.
My AI is neither a man or a woman, and I've never thanked it nor argued with it. I've never caught myself speaking any differently. I'm always neutral, and I do not have any gender bias for seeking advice from the chatbot. I think most AI chatbots sound female because females are soothing.
My favorite mode and my current mode of AI assistant is female. The reason being that I grew up on a lot of female AI voices over the years, even to the most recent movie about a family killing AI. But also, most media, the AI algorithm was female. Even to the extent of the way I like to listen to like my fake Reddit posts on social media, I prefer when it's mostly female voiced rather than male voiced. Because then the male disembodied voices just sound like God. It's like Morgan Freeman is talking to somebody.
For years, many AI-powered assistants came with a default female voice. Now, some companies are introducing more flexibility. Research also suggests that people often perceive female voices as warmer and more approachable, while male voices are associated with authority and expertise. As AI becomes increasingly woven in everyday life, some experts are asking whether these systems are simply reflecting social attitudes or reinforcing them. So I spoke to Frances Chinaza Agba, an AI governance and policy researcher and practitioner, and started by asking why female voices are so common in AI.
I'll start with saying that female voices have been characterized and associated with gentility, warmness, calmness, and there's been a long conditioning that male voices are associated with authoritativeness. So because of this, we've been conditioned by this, and we've seen decade-longs of like female voices in telephone customer service, airline, airports, announcements, and this app that's been developed, they want people to feel welcomed, and there's also like a hardwired subservience into it where the female voice is always sounding very, very ever-pleasing and ever-welcoming.
So, Chinaza, from what you're saying now, and from what I understand, it means AI systems and chatbots and all these apps have gender identities. They have followed what I would call stereotypes and have followed the pathway as it was in the beginning. That's how they have continued. Is that something we should be moving away from?
We should be conscious of this unconscious bias. That's what people tend to call it. They say it's unconscious bias. I believe as a tech company, they should be neutral to these things. They shouldn't be amplifying the already existing gender stereotypes and gender bias that is existing. Because the truth is, when you ask them, why is the female voice the default? They say, oh, we are only replying or using the user research, because obviously a lot of money is put into user research and data analysis to see how to make a product better or to actually optimize for prolonged interaction. One of the things I keep saying is that technology does not have a gender construct. The gender identities that technology have is the human urge to force on this gender construct on this digital system, to want to anthropomorphize them and make it very relatable, make people want to relate to them. So unfortunately, this is where we are. We are at this point where people want people to feel, oh, I'm speaking to the gentle, young, feminine Charlotte who has a very, very calm voice. So it's the society we are in, and normally we shouldn't be doing this, but here we are. And so the bad side isn't trying to optimize or trying to use gender. I think we should be very, very conscious about amplifying stereotypes. Like, what are you saying to the young boy who wants to be a flight attendant by constantly using a female voice as a flight attendant? What are you saying to the young woman who wants to be an aero engineer when you constantly project an aero engineer's voice to be a man? So we should be very conscious of this bias that we are embedding into it.
And so, Chinaza, now that AI companions have become more integrated into our everyday lives, I see people talking to an AI chatbot as if they are talking to a fellow person. So there is that interpersonal relationship people have built with these systems. Now, what impacts could they have on our understanding of relationships, emotional support, and general human interaction?
One of the key things is that with the rise of technology, we've been seeing a lot less social interaction and people being antisocial and not really knowing how to interact in real human spaces, real public spaces. Because of constant engagement and interaction with AI chatbots and AI companions who are forever pleasing, they are always wanting to tell you what you want to hear. It's a very bad thing because we are losing the social structure, the ability to communicate very well in public, the ability to have human empathy, to share spaces with people. We see even reflection in the younger generations where they don't know how to interact in public. When you come out in a public space, you don't know how to conduct yourself.
If AI voices were to be all male from tomorrow, what would the world look like?
It's going to expose a lot. People will notice, and it's going to expose what I believe, this is what I call the visible defaults, okay? Because people are going to start questioning, oh, where is that gentle woman's voice I used to hear? Where is that gentle Siri that used to talk to me and say, oh, you can do this, you can do this? People are going to first acknowledge it, and I'm actually interested in seeing how much people are going to want to go back to that setting and now change it back to a woman, since the default is now male. People are going to start being conscious of that. Like, oh, why is a man reading to me with his deep bass voice? Why is a man being the one that is directing me or teaching me how to cook or reading me to sleep? So I think it would be very obvious. People will pick up on it because it's not always been the default. And I believe people will question it. There should be a conscious effort to identify and actually tackle this gender bias, because we have a lot of younger tech-savvy people and we don't want them carrying this on to other generations. It's very powerful for people, for younger people, to see themselves in spaces they want to be. If you constantly project a chef as a woman or a reader or a teacher or subservience or service industries, what are you saying? What's your interpretation? What do you want the younger people to interpret? Let it be a conscious decision of the user to choose this by themselves. Let it be a conscious choice, not a default.
Frances Chinaza Agba, AI governance and policy expert there. So how have AI companies responded to concerns about gender stereotypes over time? My colleague Victor Chege explains.
To understand how major AI companies approach gender and voice design, we reviewed publicly available statements, policies, and product documentation published by the companies themselves. In 2011, Apple removed default female voices for its voice assistant Siri, saying it was a continuation of their long-standing commitment to diversity and inclusion. In 2022, Apple introduced Quinn, its first explicitly less gendered / gender-neutral Siri voice option. Amazon maintains that Alexa does not have a gender, is amorphous by nature, and avoids using she/her labels in their formal communication. OpenAI avoids explicit corporate policy mandates banning gendered audio. Instead, the company utilizes distinctly masculine and feminine tones for its advanced voice mode. Finally, Google moved away from describing Google Assistant voices as male or female, instead identifying them by colors. The company said the change was intended to avoid reinforcing assumptions about gender and encourage users to avoid a voice based on preference rather than a gender label. What's emerging is an industry that is increasingly aware of the debate around gender and AI voices, but is responding to it in very different ways. The industry itself is acknowledging that voice is a deliberate part of the user experience. As AI assistants become more common in daily life, the discussion around gender, identity, and the voices we choose to interact with is likely to continue being both a social question and a technological one.
Many thanks to my colleague, Victor Chege. And that's it on Focus on Africa today. Should you want to speak with us, send a WhatsApp message on +254 791 269 243 or drop us an email on focusonafrica@bbc.co.uk. You can also leave us a message on our social media at BBC Africa or my handle at @IamNkechi Nna, and that's with double N. Today's episode was produced by Bella Twine and Victor Chege in Nairobi. Blessing Aderoba put in the efforts from Lagos, while Kiganse Shumba was the senior journalist in charge. Maxwell Onyango is the technical producer. Our editors are Charles Gitonga and Mariam Abdullah. I am Nkechi Obonna, and I'll speak to you again soon.